What's up, everybody, to the 50/50 podcast. This is your boy, Illest Demeanor. I'm here with my cousin, Keyy Moneyy. We also got a special guest, Kendrick Greene, and we're also here with my co-host,
West, y'all. How's everybody doing? This is going to be episode number 3 of the 50/50 podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate all the likes, all the shares, all the love. It is now April 30th, 2023. Man, let's just go ahead and jump into this conversation. We was talking before the recording, so we was talking about the use of the N-word. Okay. How do y'all feel about people who are not black, such as Puerto Rican rappers or Dominican rappers or Hispanic rappers, Asian, whatever you want to say? Because we hear this a lot nowadays. They'll use the N-word in songs. Illest, what you think?
I feel like if they know the true meaning of the word, they shouldn't say it at all. Period.
So when Fat Joe's on there like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna stop me, I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. Do you feel like that's just closed-mindedness and just...
I do. You know, and that goes for any race.
Yeah.
You know, African American, Caucasian, you know, Asian, Hispanic, anything. I feel like that it's silliness. Like that word shouldn't be used at all, really.
Key, what you think?
I feel like the people, like, okay, say, I feel like when certain people say it, like white people, Mexicans, anybody, I'm not gonna bring black people in because you know we're black.
Yeah.
But I feel like they should put themselves in our shoes,
right?
So they can feel like, you know how like back in the day was. If they knew how it was back in the day and how it felt to everybody else that went through it back in the day, they understand it more and they won't say it as much as they doing now. That's what I feel like.
What do you think about if they're trying to use it as a term of endearment? Even if they're not trying to be like, they're not using it in a derogatory or hateful way. They're almost trying to say like, "What's up, homie?" or "What's up, bro?"
I still feel like they should not
thing?
say it. Yeah, they just it's a certain way that I feel like I feel like we shouldn't say it either because I feel like sometimes if we say it, and we got friends like that, they might be like, "Oh, he's saying it, so I can say it because we so close." But I feel like if everybody stops saying it, then it come to a stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder like, how did the world even think it's cool to use the word?
I would say probably hip hop,
like,
bro. To be real, I would say it didn't. I'm not saying it started in hip hop, but I'm saying hip hop definitely like normalized made it cool.
Absolutely, made international.
Yes, Kendrick, how do you feel on it?
So for me, like I was saying to y'all, you know, a little earlier, I look at it as two different parts. You know, nigga is more of a stereotypical kind of term now. And so to me, that's not a word that's ever going to go away. Right. I almost look at nigga as like back when people hated hippies. Yeah. You know, hippies could be a term of endearment for one side, but for other people, it wasn't. And so for me, I kind of look at it in that sense as well. Now, personally, I kind of think it's silly. You know, it's something that I personally try to stop doing. I'm almost there. You know, when I get angry, that's a different story. But I don't feel that anybody, period, should use that word. However, being realistic, I don't think it's going away. You know, then kind of like what you were saying, it's international now. Everybody knows it. You got folks in Sweden probably,
for
songs
sure
that has nigga in it. You know, so
and they sing them. Okay, so how do y'all feel about that? I'm glad you brought that up. So, do y'all feel the same rules apply? Let's say for like, if you had a concert, we talked on this before, the Rowdy Rich clip that I sent you, you know, when he's performing the box. And he's telling people, sing this shit, and he goes off and the whole crowd's singing. Now this is in Europe, mind you. There is black people there, but let's be real, majority's white. Do y'all think then, same thing, they should not say it? Or should, if like you're in the moment and you're just like, singing a song, what you take on that?
Well, right now, just like you said, it's international now, so it's almost like it's just a word, you know. Like,
if you were standing next to somebody in the crowd though, and they were singing, and they said it, would you take any offense at all, or would you just be like, "It's in the song, I can't get mad"?
Well, not just because it's just in a song. Like me personally,
you just brush it off.
I just brush it off.
I probably just brush it off because it's like you said, it's worldwide. So, like I said, it depends how people do it. But if at the concert they having fun, just let them that they singing the song basically. Right. So it's straight. But if they doing it something differently, like somewhere else where we, like I said earlier, then it'd be different. It depends.
If y'all was off to the side and they just saying
it.
Like same thing with the Kendrick Lamar when he brought the fan up on stage to perform. I think it was Mad City. Mm-hmm. Of course, he's got the N-word throughout it. Mm-hmm. You know, where you from, and the fan got up on stage. I think it was a white woman gets up on stage and starts performing this and says it. Mm-hmm. Kendrick stops, kicks her off the stage. Do y'all think he was almost like testing her? Like, was that a trap, or was he not conscious in the moment? What do you think, Kendrick?
I don't think he was conscious of it in the moment. That's what I'm going to say, because I always try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Yep, for sure.
That's just me. Personally, I feel like in that setting right there, you can't get mad because then the word becomes transactional.
Right.
You know, you can't. And this is just my opinion. I don't feel like you can make a song, put the word in it, use a song in a promotion to where it becomes transactional. They're coming to your concert, so you're paying for it.
Yep.
You sing the song, they say it, and then you get mad at the same time. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
To me.
So it's almost like, I want y'all to buy this song. I want y'all to love this song. Yes. But don't you say...
Yes, and you can't,
you can't do that. That's a good point, bro. I like that point.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Should the white woman have not said it?
No, I agree. I think she should.
Oh, you think she should?
She paid for the concert.
Okay. Yeah. And this is... I was going to say, from somebody who has been on stage, bro, you get up on stage, Sean, I'm sure you could talk on this. You get up on stage, bro, your fucking nerves... The lights, and that's a Kendrick concert. Let's keep that in mind, bro. Yeah. There's a fucking crowd. Mm-hmm. Like, we ain't talking about a little 20 people room show.
Right.
We talking about a show. And you put this girl up there, give her a mic, and you like turn on. You know, if Pyrus and Crips all got along,
she's gonna say it.
She's gonna say it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I kind of felt like, personally, I thought it was a baiting tactic.
It sounds like it,
but. Kendrick saying, maybe he wasn't conscious of it, maybe he wasn't thinking of it, maybe he wasn't. Maybe don't bring the white person up on stage.
Yeah.
See, that's where I disagree with you. To me, at the end of the day, it's a transaction.
I agree.
And so, with it being a transaction, regardless if you were conscious or if you were not conscious of it, you put this in your song with the intention of performing this song. So at some point in time, you have to go, you know what? This word is going to be used by everybody. So to me, once you cross, I guess, that proverbial moral line, where you don't care no more, you can't care.
Yeah.
Right. You can't double dip.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's like you can't make money off of it, but then be upset.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So does that same thing apply if it's on television, like let's say like a movie? Same thing. Like they're saying it on the movie. You got...
It depends what kind of movie we talking about.
You got kids.
Are we talking about like a period piece, like Django? Because Leonardo DiCaprio, look at that. I mean, he ain't using, it's
Yeah.
But it's also a period piece. Mm-hmm. I think, could you have done the movie with him not saying it? Most definitely. But does it make it more realistic with him saying it? I think it does.
Me too.
Yeah, I think they did that because they want you to see how it was back in the day.
They don't want to water it down. They don't want to sugar. But like I said, could they have made the movie without him saying it? Yes, it could have still been made. Would it have been as genuine? No, it wouldn't have been. Okay, so
it's a lesson. That's what it is.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And it's a word put in there to make you feel like when he calls Django this or he calls his wife this, and you see like the reaction. You are supposed to have that gut wrenching, like, oh shit. Like it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable.
So let's say someone says, "Oh, well, he said it in the movie, so it's on TV, so I can say it."
No,
I think that's.
Are we talking about like? Are you quoting the movie, Or are you just saying it because somebody said it on TV?
That they just said it just because it's...
Well, that's like, okay,
I
seen somebody...
Song, they heard it on TV.
Well, it's like saying I seen somebody kill somebody on TV. It's
international. It's, okay.
Oh,
so,
well, fuck.
because it's international.
Yeah,
so, they're saying, going back to that, it's everywhere. So it's like it's making it okay. Because it's like, oh, it's on TV. Oh, it's on the radio. Oh, it's in the songs. Why? And then someone says it, and then you get upset at them. You're like, you shouldn't say that. And it's like, but it's on TV.
Okay, well, I got you here. Good point. Great fucking point. Because like Kendrick brought up, you are making it, a commodity. Mm-hmm. You are selling it. Mm-hmm. The difference in selling it in music and a movie that's based in, way back in the day, is the music is today.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The period piece is for the time. Mm-hmm. So... yes, they are saying it. They are getting money off of it, but they are representing a time in the past. Mm-hmm. So it's not like it's something that's happening today. Like Kendrick Lamar was using in his song when he was saying it. He was saying it in current, times.
Yeah, I get that 100%. I get that. But let's say a child that doesn't know. Let's say they're watching the Django. Right. Mm-hmm. They don't know if it's the current time now or how it was back in the day. And
that's also a child, though.
They hear it.
They don't know a lot.
Okay, well, let's say not a child. Okay. Because I'm not saying the word. I think it's silly and no one should say it.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Saying someone that says that word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we say, hold on now. Don't say that word. Mm-hmm. And then they say, why can't I say it? And they say, because it's wrong and you shouldn't say it. And then they're like, oh, well, it's on the radio, or hey, that one movie, da 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 da, like they said it.
I think it becomes a point of ethical principle.
Yeah, for sure.
For example, going off of like what you said with the child, what was the intent when the person said what they said? For example, if it was a kid and they said that, they have no clue it was a bad word. They just heard it. They heard it because maybe their parents were watching Django and boom. Mm-hmm. That to me becomes a lesson. Yeah, because I'm teaching you now. Sure. No, you can't say this because of this, and this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Go ahead.
That's a good. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that is a teachable moment. Mm-hmm. Something I want to touch on because you just say it. That's a bad word. I agree and I disagree. I don't agree that any word is a bad word. I believe intent is everything.
Yep. Like how you use
you use it, what's your intent behind the word. Mm-hmm. I could say any word in the world. The word itself is not a bad word. Mm-hmm. Fuck, bitch, shit, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if I'm saying fuck you, that's bad. Mm-hmm. That's a negative. But if I'm like, hey, Ellis, bro, I fuck with you. Same word. Mm-hmm. Different meaning. Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily believe the word is bad. Intent is everything. Yeah. Let me ask y'all this, because this is something I have experienced, and it made me awkward. It made me feel awkward at the time that it happened, and I didn't know what to think of it. So you know all the same people I know. Of course, we all went to school with the same people. Right. Mm-hmm. There was a point in time, bro. I can't remember if we was on the football field or if we was just kicking it, but. Of course, I hung out with majority black kids growing up. Mm-hmm. There was a point in time to where they came to me and they told me, "Bro, you got to say it."
I remember you speaking about this.
It was you got to say it. And I even said at the time, I don't feel comfortable saying it. That's why I don't. Because that's what they was asking. They was like, why don't you? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I just don't feel comfortable. And they was basically pushing me to be like, bro, you're cool with us. You hang out with us from fucking kindergarten up. You got to say it. And it almost put me in a position to where I didn't know, like he said, ethically, I didn't know if my morals was I don't know. I don't know if I'm comfortable with it. Yeah. But at the same time, if my friends are telling me, we feel uncomfortable, you not doing it.
Were you thinking like that because you were like, okay, they use that word as disrespectful?
No, I was just thinking about it the other way, actually. It was a term of endearment. I have heard it used as disrespectful, but growing up, it was always it was just
what's up, man?
Synonymous with homie,
what's up, bro? What's up, homie? Yeah,
and I didn't know what to do. Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I really didn't.
Yeah. For me, hearing that, I believe that it should go off of off of the respect that you have around that circle, and it should be that circle in itself. I personally feel like there are probably other terms out there that. Okay, for example, back when the Washington was called the Washington Redskins, we did not look at Redskins as a bad thing. However, there were people who looked at it that way, and
for sure,
I'm not one of those who believe in right and wrong, good or bad. I think all that's perception, and sometimes I think depending on because of how society is built, everything is off of the collective. What is the collective thing versus individuals? Yeah. I believe that if going back to what you were saying, okay, your circle is fine with it. How does the collective feel about it?
Exactly. And so that's what I was concerned with.
And so with that being said, if it was me, if I was in your shoes, and I really do feel like being white in this generation is tough ethically from that standpoint. If I was in your shoes, I would go, okay, you know what? Maybe these people here in this room are okay with it. Let me chill when I get out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's speech though with races like black on black. I feel like there are certain things that you can say to your family that you would not say to me just out of respect, and vice versa. Right. So that's kind of how I look at that.
And you got to have that understanding of that too, because not everybody has that understanding, so they will go and they will say it to anybody. But then if a certain collective or group or even an individual would say, hey man, like, I'm not cool with that, you have to respect that they're not cool with that, and
I've been checked by, as somebody who's young, I've been checked by older black people for that.
For using the word.
Hey man, what's good, my nigga? Well,
yeah.
You know what you're saying? You sound stupid, shut.
Yeah.
My uncle would. I have an uncle who's a priest, and he did not play that.
Yeah. And old heads, bro, they don't.
Sorry to cut you off on that, but when they check you on that, or I'm gonna speak for myself. So if they would check me on that would make me think like, okay. Why are they saying like, hey man, you shouldn't be saying that? Do you know what that word actually means? It's going to make me be like, wait, should I be saying that? Because he's telling me not.
That's back to it's a teachable moment. Yeah.
So then as I got older, it slips. I say it, of course. But and I'm trying to take that completely out of my vocabulary. But because as I got older, I started learning the meaning of it, and I'm like, hey, just because I'm African American, like, that because that word shouldn't be used, and it slips, and I admit to that. I say it, but I know that it's a bad word. And nowadays, as I get older, if I say it, it's probably because like I'm upset at something.
The heat of the moment.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Or the heat of the moment. But and I even catch myself when I say it. I kind of be like, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's
all right. So Key, you 23, bro. You young. Do you have anybody other than black people that that uses the word in your generation growing up?
Yeah, I got some friends I went to school with, like white, Mexicans, Asians. They even say it.
How do you feel when they say
it? Like he was just saying, like when you go out there, we didn't, I ain't gonna lie, we didn't care because we were like 15, 16. We didn't care back then, so because we knew them since we was young, so we didn't really care. But like he said, when they go out there and they say it, that's a different thing, because me, you don't really know them, so they might look at it different because we're not the same person. We think differently. Right. So if you say this out here, then that's between y'all because you say this, but I say you can say it in here to us because we don't care. But when you go out there and you say it, that's your fault because I already told you in this room they might be different. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody take it different ways. You know what I'm saying? And then it depends how you say it too. Of course. You might go out there and say it to them and they might feel the same way, be like, I don't care, you can say that. Because I know of you and I've talked to you before, but if you say it a different way, then they might get mad. You know what I mean? It depends how you say it too.
So what if y'all are out about in the mall, you and your friends, and the non-black people say it, and somebody around y'all, he wasn't saying it to them, he was talking to you, and somebody heard it and like they took disrespect to it, do you feel obligated at all to step in and be like, hey bro, that's my homie,
that's
like,
a good
he's
question.
Good. Or do you say,
this is how,
that's between y'all two now?
Yeah, this is what I would do. Okay, like you just said. Okay, I would be like, he's saying it to me, but if you feel some type of way about it, I understand. But at the same time, he's talking to me, and
you just overheard.
And yeah, you just overheard it, but he's talking to me, and us. We've been knowing each other for a young age, and we don't really care about it. So if you have a problem with that, I don't want to like be rude or anything, but if you have a problem with that, we can go somewhere else and we can move around, or you can go somewhere else and move out of our territory and don't mess with our space, because that's between us, because we friends, and that's how we talk to each other. It's like them. They might go somewhere and they might say something to somebody that's a different way. That's how they talk to each other. I can't really get mad. If I hear it in a store and that's how they talk, I might say something, but if they say, oh, that's how we talk, then I gotta respect that, because that's how they talk. That's his friend. That's not my friend. You know what I mean?
That kind of goes back to like, the world does not owe you anything when it comes to like your triggers. Your triggers are your responsibility
within self.
So like, if same situation, if your white homie was with y'all and he says it, somebody overhears it that wasn't in the conversation, and they're like, I don't like that word. To me, and I may be wrong, y'all can check me and tell me, I kind of feel like, well, you don't like that word. That's your responsibility to manage how you deal with it.
And that goes back to also to beliefs too. For sure. If they believe a certain way or they live their life a certain way or whatever, like, you gotta respect like their beliefs.
But
because I think so. Because if you're
I'll disagree, but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
This is why I think so. Because if you're out in public or you're somewhere, and they say like, hey man, you shouldn't say this or you shouldn't say that, or you can't wear a hat in here. Right. You have a choice to where you can say, oh, okay, I can either take my hat off and I can stay, or I can leave. Or that's how I think.
I look at that as, or I call that moral responsibility. I feel like at 23, I probably would have done what you said. As you get older, and this is certain people, as you get older and you acquire wisdom through experience, whether that's good or bad, that's the proverbial word again. I feel like morally you feel more inclined to just naturally respect and love people. For me at 30, going on 32, for me, if for some reason I had a friend that was doing that, which all of my friends would respect me enough not to, but if they did, and I was in that same situation, I would probably just take accountability for it. You know what? I apologize. That's just something that we naturally do. I can completely understand why you would get upset.
Yeah.
I apologize that shouldn't have happened in public.
Yeah.
So for me, it's more of a moral responsibility. I mean, I can go and, hey man, forget all that. Why are you in my conversation? Matter of fact, move around. That's the
most people probably would do that.
To me, I look at that as that's the easy way to get out of. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost letting your ego take over too.
Exactly. Yeah. So and this, for me, you're gonna hear this word a lot: intent. Where does your intent lie at the end of the day? So for me, I would rather check my ego than hurt your feelings at this age. Because my feeling, as I get older, my feelings are just a lot more. They're a lot stronger. Yeah. However, in that same premise, I watch certain things that I say. I move differently than how I moved back then. I'm not a hothead anymore.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hope y'all heard that, bro. I will check my ego before I hurt your feelings.
Absolutely.
That is so fucking deep, and and that does come with age and wisdom and whatnot. But bro, that is beautiful.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
And like I've told you before, like with mushrooms, bro, I will do mushrooms to keep my ego in check.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm flesh and blood like anybody. My ego will creep in. Okay, let me touch on real quick because you said you have to respect people's beliefs. I disagree.
Okay, explain.
I will respect your right to believe something. That don't mean I have to respect the things you believe. Because that would be like me saying, yo, Illis, I believe I could kill babies. Because my religion says if you ain't my religion, I can do it. That's what I believe. You have to respect it. Would you respect that?
I wouldn't respect that.
So, see, you don't respect my beliefs.
Yeah, but if you go kill babies, I'd be like, hey, that's on you.
Well, true, but I'm saying, so my point is, like, you don't have, and we get that, like, that's a big misconception. Like, you have to respect everybody's beliefs. No, I don't. I really don't. I have to respect your right to have beliefs.
Yes.
I don't have to respect the beliefs themselves.
Okay.
Just because
I get that.
Okay.
I get that.
So that when I say earlier I disagree, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Just because you believe something don't mean I have to be like, oh, well, you believe it, I guess I gotta honor it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, if I don't fuck with it, bro, that's your beliefs. That's ain't got nothing to do with me. Let's see. What else was we talking about right before this?
Man, going into what you just said there.
Yeah.
How do you feel when certain religions who have concrete beliefs in certain in whatever their origins are, when they disrespect other religions?
How do I feel about it if they do it?
Can you call yourself a real ordained? For example, take a Christian.
Yeah.
You call yourself a Christian. You go by certain ethics and principles and morals that they state in the Bible and what your pastor.
The ideology that comes with being a Christian.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see somebody wearing a turban,
right,
who practices Islam, and you judge it immediately. Yeah. Can you call yourself a real Christian?
Me, honestly, I don't think you can, because one of the things about being a Christian is you can't judge. That's a big, like, bro, that's what drives me crazy with Christianity, especially since we do live in the Bible Belt, and a lot of people are either Christian or Catholic, which Catholic is the oldest form of Christianity. People misconstrue that. They think Catholic and Christian are two different things. They're both Christian. They just have different beliefs. Like Catholics, Christians worship Jesus. Catholics also worship the Virgin Mary. They see her as, like, the vessel or whatever.
Yeah.
But it is one thing. But man, like, yeah, you can't pick and choose, bro. If you got a book that tells you these are the rules, 100%, it's not trail mix. You can't pick and choose what you like and then leave all the stuff you don't want. Bro, that's what it is. That's how they do it. So, like, they'll look at, like, thou shalt not kill, which I've said a million times is a mistranslation. It's actually thou shalt not murder. You can't kill. And they'll follow that one. But then, go down the commandments, that gets a little iffy. Like, thou shalt not, covet thy neighbor's wife. So, how many times has, you seen somebody mess around with somebody and, they in a relationship? That's a sin, just like killing. Because sins are sins. Like, they don't have points. It's not like one sin's negative 5,000, one sin's just a 10. Like, so I can do a couple 10s and I'll be okay. No, a sin's a sin.
Yeah.
So, no, you cannot judge somebody as a Christian and call yourself a Christian. I don't believe so. I don't know how you think about it, but I don't believe so.
You know what the crazy thing is like where you're saying like that thou shalt not, and then you have all of these thou shalt nots, and like people are doing them. Like thou shalt not kill. There's a lot of killings going on. Thou shalt not. What is it?
Covet thy neighbor's wife.
Yeah, and then there's that's crazy to me.
But there's also like little things in the Bible. Yeah. Don't disrespect your mother and father.
And that's a lot of that going on. Like,
bro, there's also like things in the Bible where it's like don't wear two different fabrics. So like you can't wear like cotton and polyester or cotton and denim. You're only supposed to wear one fabric. You're also not supposed to plant different crops in the same garden.
And they do. Going back to like how we were touching bases on that on our last episode, we were saying it's almost like it's something that triggers, like, I think in the brain of a human. Like if you say like, no, you can't do this, it's almost like you're like, why can't I? And then you go and you're like, I'm gonna do it because you're saying that I can't.
It's your natural curiosity.
Yeah.
Bro, we are I don't know what it is, but we are bred to be rebellious.
Yeah.
You tell me I can't do something, okay, good. All right, damn, I'm glad you brought that up. Okay,
Yeah.
so using the N-word, you're like, I think we should all stop using it, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody.
Yeah.
I kind of think you shouldn't, because if you make this a word that nobody can say, not even black people, you are putting such a big taboo on this word.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
you were almost like painting it in neon letters and putting it on a billboard and being like, don't pay attention to that though. Don't look at it. Don't think about it. Don't say it. So
that's how I look at drugs.
Go, explain.
Yeah.
I believe that if all drugs were legal, you wouldn't have such a huge taboo on it.
Talk that shit, boy.
And,
I told you.
Oh yeah, I really believe this. I fully believe that if you would just make all drugs legal, don't get me wrong, there's going to be a period where it's going to get bad.
Yeah.
But and I feel like this with any aspect you use, period.
Yeah.
When you have change, first comes chaos, and then it starts to mellow out. I believe that in anything that you do, period. So yes, when it first happens, are you going to have a lot of junkies? Are you going to have a lot of people who are this, who are that, people who are messed up? You know, it may take a couple generations, just being completely honest, for it to actually really, okay, you know what, man, who cares?
Yeah. I can do it anytime, any day.
I mean, for what? Did you see what they just did?
Yep.
Yeah.
I really believe that once we do that right there, we don't have a drug crisis anymore. 100%. However, how do you tax it? How do you
same way you tax marijuana? I think. I honestly think you do. I know it's gonna be a little different because everything's not like marijuana. I do understand that you can't have marijuana and heroin. You know.
Well, no, I mean, but at the same time, now that I'm sitting and thinking about it, you can plant crops and buy crops.
True.
So no, that was, I'm overthinking that.
Because I mean, think about it. Every drug, bro, is a fucking plant.
It is.
It's not. Well, besides like meth.
Yeah.
Meth is man-made with chemicals. I can't give you the breakdown, the recipe, but bro, heroin is just poppy seeds.
Yep.
It's opium.
Yep.
Cocaine is a coca leaf.
Yep.
Yes, you do have to do some things to it, but even the things you add to it are all natural.
The base.
So I got an opinion on that. So do you not think that if you give people more access to drugs, it more crime?
You think it's going to be the opposite?
I think it's going to be the opposite. You know, it's going to be more killings, more robbings. You're going to destroy people's families, you know, because like the effect that it puts on a certain human, you know, like it'll make you go crazy, you know, and I've seen it, you know, you know, family members that like, you know, they're on it and like, they're not themselves, you know, they're not thinking properly, you know, they're harming themselves, they're harming other people, you know, and I think it's a bad idea.
I look at that as just like, for example, when prescription drugs first hit. I think because there's not a lot of coverage on trials, especially with psychotropic drugs, you know, I think if more of those test trials were to come out and people were to see, okay, too much of this certain drug affected this person in this way, too much of this affected this person in that way. Okay, when we first started giving out hydroxyzine, this is what happened. When we first started giving out Strattera, that's the ADD drug. We first started giving out.
Bring up hydroxyzine. I take hydroxyzine.
I do too. When you first, when people first started taking Strattera, Concerta, Ritalin, you know, just all these different type of drugs that too much of it can turn you into a zombie.
Yeah.
Not enough of it doesn't really do too much. You're just messing up your liver. I kind of feel like there were probably a lot of deaths within those type of drugs, but over time, I think it started to mellow out. We started to see, okay, we have to do only a certain amount of this can go into this because of that. And so I kind of feel like over time, once we stop making drugs taboo, maybe, okay, you know what? Meth at this chemical rate, meth right now will do this to you. And these are the effects over time. Then on top of that, If you have a chemical imbalance, how does that chemical imbalance affect you when you take
So are you saying like dilute the drug?
What I'm saying is that could be a possibility. To me, the possibilities become endless when you actually make it legal, because now people can actually research. Just like how they can research prescription drugs. Prescription drugs will kill anybody just as fast as a heroin, as a meth, I can't think of any illegal drugs off the top of my head because I don't look at them as legal. But I feel like what we have right now can do that easy.
Yeah, okay.
It's just right now it's just harder to access.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on that?
You need doctors. Excuse me.
You got any thoughts on that?
I'll say this real quick.
I feel like
go ahead.
To me, I feel like it won't, because with it being illegal or illegal, I feel like it'd be the same thing, because it might be a little bit more problems, but I feel like it's the same thing, because even when it's not legal all the way, it's still stuff going. A lot of stuff, crazy stuff, is still going on.
You gonna get
people can still get a hold of it either way, illegal or not illegal.
Right.
And then to me, there will always be problems. However, I feel like the difference between making them legal versus making them illegal is that now that they are legal, we at least can see if we can come to solutions. Instead of just going to a rehab, getting it out of your system, and praying that you don't go do this again. However, you're gonna remember that feeling.
Yeah.
Even I smoke weed. When I smoke just because I want to get high, that's a beautiful feeling. It is what it is. I've been so high one time that I stared at the sky and I cried because the sky just looked beautiful.
I just smoke too. Yeah,
just being honest.
Yeah.
So. However, I feel like now, if weed was a drug that actually killed people, because it's legal in certain places, scientists can now research things. Okay, you know what? Too much THC does this. Too much CBD does this. When you put it in the oven and you create that, I can't remember what that what that different variant is. That's why edibles are so much stronger than regular weed. You can actually research it now.
Well, edibles are also processed by your liver, so it's a whole different high versus smoking.
Research something that you can't find out until you research.
Yeah, and you have to have. And same thing with like the vaccines, bro. They can say like, "Well, we did our thing." You ain't had time to do research.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's no way.
Let me tell you this. So real quick, you said you think it's going to be more problems. It's going to cause more crime and this and that. Let me tell you why it won't.
Okay.
Why it hasn't in countries that's already done this. It's actually seen, I told you, a drop in drug usage, a drop in crime, because now you no longer have to go to like the streets to get it.
So this is facts.
This is facts, yes. There are places that have legalized all drugs and let it be up to you how much you want to do, what do you want to do. And they've seen a drop in usage. They've seen a drop in teen usage. They've seen a drop in crime. And they've seen a big drop in overdose, because when you legalize something, you are now able to regulate it. And like I said before, you can go to the store and say, "Hey, I want an eighth of mushrooms." Bro, you're going to get an eighth of psilocybin mushrooms, 100%. It is not going to be mixed. It's not going to be handled or cross-contaminated. So you stop the overdoses. You leave it up to the person, just like we leave soda, bro. People talk about like
sugar.
Sugar's terrible.
Yeah.
But we let people decide what they want to eat, and we don't put a limit on it.
That right there to me is a moral responsibility. I feel like when you make it legal, you now take away that safety net. I feel like most people have an uncle or a cousin or somebody who's been addicted to something, and whether they got over it or they didn't. There was a proverbial safety net there that this was an illegal drug. Illegal drugs are taboo. We're naturally curious. You can go so many different ways with that.
Yeah.
Versus now that it's legal, that's on you.
Yeah.
If you chose to go and so to me, I kind of feel like that's why we don't look at fast foods and stuff like that can really kill you as well.
Yeah.
It's one of the leading causes of killers in men is heart disease.
Yeah.
It's not drugs or gun. It's
But we
poor
choose.
diet.
We have that choice. Just like with guns.
Okay. Yeah.
We have that choice. You know what? You got that gun and you did that.
Yep. I
respect that. I can see it that
Think
way.
about if you take guns away, bro. If we make guns illegal, what's going to happen?
We're going to start.
The black market is about to jump up with gun sales.
Yes.
You're going to see guns being dealt.
Yes.
And without regulation now because it's illegal.
Yes.
So now this little 13-year-old boy comes up. He's like, hey, you got a little 22. You got $1,000. Here you go. Boom. I ain't got to do no background check. You ain't got to register it.
That takes away ballistics when somebody dies.
Boom.
It's the research.
Yes. And it's not only research, it's being able to regulate. Like, if we do make drugs legal, maybe we put some kind of clause in there that, like, okay, you've been here so much, you've got heroin so many times this week, I know this amount can kill you, so I can't legally give you any more. Just like a bartender.
So set a limit.
Yeah. Just like a bartender. They are legally supposed to cut you off if you get too inebriated.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
They can be charged for over serving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we can do that with alcohol, we can do it with drugs.
I agree.
Something else I want to touch on. The thought, because we have this thought like, okay, meth makes you do this, coke makes you do this, mushrooms make you do this. That's not real. Everything affects everybody differently.
Yeah, I get
so
that.
like that's why you can, like me, if I drink, bro, I can't go to work. I can't drive no fucking forklift drunk.
Right.
But there's people who actually
can
drink
function.
to function.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things affect people differently. Y'all both said y'all just smoked before the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Bro, y'all are cool. Like, I couldn't tell. But if I was to smoke before this, y'all would see on like I'd be checking my heart, like I'd be like panicking.
Right.
But I smoked my whole life growing up. Bro, I started smoking in 4th grade.
I started 28.
You know, see? And for some reason, like, I had stopped to get a good job, and then I kind of tried to go back to it, and ever since then, bro, panic attacks.
Smoke at all, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
You ain't ever smoked, though, have you?
I have before.
You have? Okay.
Yeah. But I ain't never...
Yeah, see? Bro, and like...
I don't like the way it makes me feel. Like, just like you said, there's... It affects people differently.
I hate edibles. I hate edibles.
I can't, man. Like, when I smoke my lungs, I'm...
me up.
Oh, man, I can't breathe.
Yeah. For me, it depends what type of weed, too.
Yep.
The different strands of the weed. Like, I might can smoke this, and then I smoke something else. It might make me feel a little bit different than the other strain.
Well, then you also have to worry about, was there something else in this? Because it's not regulated.
When you-
Unless you get it from a dispensary.
Right.
Because I know on some people it make you feel like relaxed, but then also kind of like...
I've seen people smoke weed and get up and start cleaning the house like they just...
That is
Yeah.
So I know that I have a real. I'm ADD. I have a chemical imbalance.
Okay.
So what I noticed, and again, I started smoking weed at 28. This is after my military stint. This is after the degrees, all that good stuff. I take it back. I got my 2nd degree when I was smoking weed. But I noticed ever since I started smoking, I have a better sense of peace. It gives me more energy. You know, and how I look at it from a guy who has taken psychotropic drugs all his life, I look at it the exact same way. It's just now I'm not messing up my liver. Now I mean I know I ain't messing up my lungs by the smoke, but you know.
Well, that even depends on how you smoke it. If you're not smoking like tobacco, it's not like cigarettes at all.
See, I like bongs.
Okay, see? So, actually, you're probably not doing a whole lot of damage to your lungs, to be real.
That's what's up.
To me, my bad.
Go ahead.
No.
Yeah.
To me, smoking weed, it makes me think more.
Yes.
Like,
Of course.
especially when you by yourself.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think in the room, and you might, when you were sober, you can think when you sober, but when you get high a little bit, it depends how you
when
do
you
it.
record.
You can think a little bit more because it's like, oh, I thought about this, but when I get high, I think about it a little bit differently.
Yep.
Like you can say somebody do you wrong or something, or you didn't think about it this way. Then you think about it when you smoke. You be like, oh, I didn't think about it like this, and it's like you hit them up, be like, oh, now I gotta ask you more questions about what just happened because I just got high, so your mind gets more elevated. It elevates more.
That's
it.
Real
That's
talk.
funny.
The best way to describe like psilocybin mushrooms to people, and this is the best way I heard it, and I've used this example ever since I've heard this. I'm like, okay, Illis, how long have you lived here?
And this...
Yes, in this place.
4 years.
Let's pretend you lived here your whole life.
Okay.
Okay, you lived here your whole life.
Okay.
How many rooms is in this place?
2.
2? All right. Did you know there's actually 28 rooms in here?
There's not 28.
And then I show you that there's 28 rooms. That's what mushroom does to your mind. You lived in your mind for your whole life, 30-something years. And when you take mushrooms, bro, like you thought you knew your mind. You thought you knew yourself. Mushrooms will, like you said.
So there's 2 rooms in this house, and you can show me that there's 28 if you're on mushrooms.
Pervert.
Don't believe it.
He's saying proverbially.
Don't take it literally. No.
Okay. What he's saying is that
the house is your mind.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And so it allows you to expand your mind more than what you normally would.
More than what you have your whole life.
For example, let's see if I can give you an example. I'm going to Walmart. That's normal. I'm going to Walmart to get something. Now this is mushrooms. I'm going to Walmart to get a salad. I wonder where all the mix came from. Where did this leaf actually come from? Is how many preservatives are really on this one leaf right here? I wonder how many of these cases are actually just sitting in a distribution center right now instead of a farm, like what people actually think it looks like.
Instead of just grabbing your salad and
going.
going.
I get you. I get you. I don't know if I want to take it.
Bro,
I don't know. Because then I'll be like, maybe I shouldn't get a salad today. I want to get it. I was going to get a salad, but I don't want a salad.
I disagree with that because
I don't want a salad now.
You from meeting you from right here. You've used the word why a lot on concepts. For example, why did this person say this?
Yeah.
Why did you know?
Yeah.
So with you being a naturally curious person, I would feel like you would love that.
I am curious.
I am. Because it allows you to get the answers that you want, and then it asks different questions.
And it's not like a paranoid to where like you're like, I can't eat the salad because I start to go. No, it just expands. Like, bro, I took them the last time I took them was probably 2 years ago, and I took it late November. We had our Christmas tree up, and I'm just laying on my living room floor at night, bro, and the lights are like swaying on my roof, and I'm meditating with music, bro, and it's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I took them because I had a grandpa that was about to pass away. My ex-wife's father had passed away, so like I was having all these issues with death.
Yes.
And then I got to think about my own death, as we all do. And bro, and I couldn't get past it. And I think that's why I started like having panic attacks and shit. And bro, it really like opened up my mind and made me understand like I have known my whole life I'm going to die. I've never thought anything different, right? We know we're gonna die. It's something I know. Maybe I haven't accepted it, but I've always known it.
Yes.
Okay. These mushrooms, like, and I would probably say I was an atheist before this, but at this point, bro, I could sit and be like, I know there's something after this. Energy cannot be created or destroyed.
It can only be transferred.
It can only be transferred, right? So if that's the case, and that's a fact, we know this. You cannot create new energy and you cannot destroy it.
Nope.
My energy has to go somewhere.
Yep.
Whether my consciousness goes with it, that's the question. But my energy has to go somewhere.
Yes.
And like this is just a shell. Like I said, bro, I don't want to be buried in like a casket and all that. I don't want no embalming fluid in me. I want to go straight into the ground. I want the worms to eat me. I want the birds to eat the worms. I want that cat to eat the bird.
Yes.
So on and so forth, bro. Like, I really do. And in Arkansas, you can't do a natural burial. Like, they can even put you in this suit that has, like, fungus mushrooms to help decompose your body naturally. And then you get back to the earth. And, like, why would I not want to get back to the only place I've ever known as home?
And really, it's not even just the earth. I mean, the sun at the end of the day is nothing but a big lump of energy.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, okay. You go back into the cosmos in itself. You know, whether you believe in a heaven, hell, whatever.
But we're all stardust.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are all made of, atoms and particles. All that is from stars that have exploded and then mixed in water and whatnot. I can't break down evolution or if it's evolution. I don't believe in Adam and Eve necessarily because we talked about this. I don't think you can procreate with just two people to an extent that we have the people we have now. So I think there was a lot of different people, and I think we just slowly evolved from whether it be primates or fucking whatever.
Yeah,
I don't.
My mind is turning right now.
The primate thing for me is questionable.
Oh, it's very questionable.
But I am with you. I do not believe that there was just an Adam and an Eve. I don't believe that. There's no way. It's just not possible.
Think about all the product of incest.
Exactly.
There's no way.
There's no way. We would no. You couldn't.
That's why I was telling you. Once you get so far down, bro, you are no longer able to create life.
Yeah.
It will not carry.
Yeah.
The body will reject it, or you'll just come out being so fucked up that you won't live.
Exactly. I mean, you turn into a primate.
Yeah.
Necessarily. I mean, you don't really have a consciousness like that. We can't really speak or have communication. Excuse me.
Have you ever heard of the stoned ape theory?
No, what's that?
Okay, so this is cool.
Stoned ape
theory. This is why they think, because there's a point in time when our brain, like, I think it's doubled in size in a real quick span, and we can't figure out why. And they think it's because apes or whatever that we evolved from, per se, they think they ate mushrooms, and they think that started developing language because it does.
It made them smarter.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, just like I told you how it opens your mind. Think about an ape, just a regular light ape doing his thing, does his thing every day. Only knows what he knows, right? Yeah. Eats a mushroom, a psilocybin mushroom, and it opens his mind up to, damn, if I could communicate with him, I could tell him, hey, let's get together and let's get this fruit, and then we can both eat because I can't reach it or something, Yeah. And then that's how language could evolve. That's how weapons.
I mean, that is evolution in its finest.
That's evolution, bro. And people, this was the comeback I would always hear, especially from like religious people. They'd be like, well, if we evolved from apes, how come we stopped evolving? We haven't. We are still evolving today. Like, you ever seen that trick where they do like this? And like some people have this right here in their arm. Some people don't. You may not have it. You're a little younger. Touch your ring finger to your thumb. Do you have a line coming up right here? I don't know. So you got it, but we are.
Yeah, I got it. Don't you?
Yeah. But we are, like, my kids, I think 100% do not have it because it's not a necessary thing. Like, you can function without it. So we are still evolving. It may not be like big jumps that we can see, like we're not able to breathe underwater type shit, but we're still evolving. So evolution is a real thing, like you said, whether it is from apes or whatever.
And I think people get evolution and inventions mixed up too.
Oh,
because, the caveman who created fire, and now the fire has become a source for so many things over the years. That's invention. That's not evolution. And sometimes I feel like a lot of people, what they do is they go, well, if we're evolved, then why haven't we thought of this? Or if people are still evolving, why like you just said, why can't we breathe underwater yet? Why haven't we not made that type of technology? And so sometimes I really feel like people get those two things mixed up.
But think about just what fire did. Not only is it a source of warmth for you to survive the winter, but now you're able to cook meat and get more
sustenance,
like proteins and stuff out the meat versus like, I don't know how they could eat back in the day. Maybe they had a different digestive system, but like if we eat raw meat, unless it's something like sushi, we're gonna get sick.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
to a degree, it really you can't.
It depends on how you allow your digestive system to actually work. If you were the person who's been eating raw food their whole life, then you were gonna have a different. Your body would be different than something.
And that to me is, bro, that's evolution. You are evolving your body to do something differently
and to adapt.
Beautiful. That's exactly what it is. Beautiful. Adapt is a perfect word for it. So, did you know being lactose intolerant is actually what we're supposed to be?
Yes.
People who can drink milk actually have the deformity?
Yes.
Ain't that crazy?
Your body is not supposed to be able to take.
You are not supposed to be able to drink milk.
And I like milk.
I love milk, bro. I've loved milk my whole life until recently.
Same here. I cannot do it. If it has lactating, I cannot drink it.
Yeah. I can do like almond milk.
Like vomit? Or
it's better for you anyway, almond milk.
Yeah.
Well, what does it do?
To me, it's different things for different people. To me, it makes me feel sick. It makes me feel really fucking sick.
It creates a lot of mucus for me.
Okay.
And I mean, just think about milk, bro. Think how like thick it is. Like, yeah, I can see the mucus. To me, it just hurts my stomach so fucking bad.
It makes you go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Can you eat cheese?
Not really.
See,
I'm getting to the point where I can't. It's slowly. Like, I cannot eat cheddar cheese.
Ooh, shit.
Like if I have cheddar cheese on a burger,
Cheddar will fuck you up.
Yeah. I can eat pepper jack though right now. I can still eat pepper jack.
So I wonder what it is. What's the difference with how pepper jack is made and processed versus cheddar?
That's a good question.
You know, to not upset you. Because it's cheese, but there's different forms of cheese.
Exactly. That's a good question.
That's wild. Okay. So, since we're talking about like evolution and whatnot, let me go real quick. I want your thoughts on this because me and you both. Okay. We're all 33 in the room. Key.
I was going to say my experience, what I want my goals to be at 33.
Okay. So looking from your perspective, you're 23 years old. What is your goals at 33?
Well, can I ask you a question first? I'm so sorry.
Go ahead. You know, you good.
You're 23, and so you look at us as 33. Do you feel that there is a difference?
Like, okay, what do you mean by that? Like, it could be a different answer to
anything. Mental. Okay. Do you feel like, okay? So you're seeing three people here who are above 30.
Okay.
Do you feel like there's a cognitive difference? Do you feel like there's a different type of energy?
Only thing different I feel about that is, like you said, you get older and you learn more stuff, you learn more wisdom, and you see different things because you had more experience and you live longer. You live 10 years longer than you did before.
Right.
So you thinking about different stuff. You seeing different stuff. You had to see more stuff than you seen when you was 23.
Right.
And then you know how to work better than you did when you was 23. How to move a certain way. How to work. Fix certain stuff. How to talk to people certain ways. You know, it's just different. Every year, every time you get older, you learn more things, and your body change, and you just see different stuff and do different things. So even when you turn 40, you're gonna see some different stuff. So every year, every time you get older, it's just more. Every time you're alive, and every time you get older, the more you still living, you just learn different things. So when you get 33, it's basically the same, but it's not. You still living. You might still think a little bit the same, but at the same time, you're going to evolve more. So it's basically different.
Bro, if you think this, I'll be honest, and this is just my opinion. If you think the same way at 23 as you do at 33,
scary.
That's scary.
That is
No.
I know that's not what you're saying, but
I'm not saying, I'm not saying like think actually the same, but I'm saying like think similarly. I get what you're saying. I get what y'all saying.
No, I'm not even saying you. I'm just saying if like how you said you learn every year, bro. If somebody doesn't learn every year, if somebody doesn't try to learn every day, you are stagnant at that point.
I get what you're saying.
And you are no longer like allowing yourself to grow.
Yeah.
Now, like relationship wise, what you was talking about, like I don't know.
About the women and stuff?
I don't know how I feel about it, to be real with you, because I'm
okay. Okay,
what was your question?
Explain how you had it.
I just had different questions. I just want to see how y'all feel. Okay, I said, how do you feel about women wanting a man to pay all the bills?
Okay,
how do you feel about that? I can tell you how I feel, but I don't know how you. Okay, this is how I feel. I feel like everything should be 50-50 because she's a woman, I'm a man, but we both are human beings. We both know similar things to each other. We both have a brain. We both do similar things. We both eat. We both do similar things. Especially if we together, I feel like I shouldn't be here paying all the bills and you should just be going to work and saving your money and this and that. I feel like it's 50-50. That's why we are together. We're together for a reason. I feel like I should do one thing, you should do the other. It's different things for different reasons. You know what I mean? I feel like I can cook one day, then the next day you can cook. Or I can cook the whole week, then the next week you can cook the whole week. I can pay the bill this time, you can pay the bill next time. You know, it's just different things how it can be.
How do you feel about gender roles as a 23-year-old?
I was just going to ask that question.
Yeah. Do you feel... So, like, us growing up, I'm pretty sure we always raised the same way to where, like, the woman always did the cooking, served the man first, the woman would do the dishes, but the men would be the ones to work. Do you, in your younger generation, do y'all have gender roles still? Like, do you expect a woman to, like, cook for you majority of the time? Or do you do it 50-50, how you said? Like, hey, I'll cook tonight.
I'd rather do it 50-50 because I feel like it's not fair to her Like if she want to do that, but I would want to talk her out of it because I'll be like, it's not fair to you because we are the same. We both human beings. So if she cooking all the time, how can I learn how to cook the same stuff she cooking if she the only person that's doing it? You get what I'm saying?
I agree. Let me ask you this question. And the subject of children. Do you have any children?
No.
Okay. Good job.
Good
Do
job.
you have any? I have my first one at 19.
Yeah.
Good job. Do you feel when it comes to the aspect of children, do you believe that a woman's role and a man's role is the same?
For the children?
Yes.
Not really. It could be 50-50, but not really. Because I feel like a man can do stuff differently than a woman. Because a woman, they do different stuff than we do. So I feel like a woman, she might go by this a certain way. It's y'all kids, but she might go a different way as you go. Like he might come home and get in trouble about something. You might feel like, it's not that bad, but then she might feel as like, no, it's really different how you feel. You know what I mean?
So you think just going off of this and correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So you think that based from a child's standpoint, a male and a female, because of emotions and how they perceive things, which is your intellect, you think that those two things can be different, and so with that being said, they align for the child. Is that kind of
yeah, similar.
So then with that being said, do you, going back to the original question, because a male and a female sometimes, keyword sometimes, can think and perceive things differently, do you think that maybe that's why they have gender roles when it comes into families?
Yeah.
Because
I think it's in DNA too, bro.
Yeah. Like to me, there's some women out there that are just natural. They're natural, just lovers, just natural caregivers.
Yes.
You know, they want to greet you when you first come in the house. You know, they want to make sure that you have a plate.
Yep.
They want to make sure that that you're served first, or if they serve the children first and they serve you, they're okay with that as long as they know that you're okay with that. You know, there's just people who women out there.
Yeah, that's good.
They are male first.
Yeah, that's good.
Then there are some women out there who are more kind of like what you were saying. You know, I didn't want to work too. Now I don't really feel like cooking. You want to cook something? You know. So with that being said, do you feel like, how can I say this? Do you feel like if everything was 50-50, and you thought the same way as like the female thought the same way as you did, you think that would be the perfect way to go about things? Yeah,
because I feel like we all think similar. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Right. But I feel like if she does it and then I do it, we could get along more because if you don't do it, then it's gonna be a problem. That's why I feel like it's a problem with this generation right now. Because I think different. I think like the older people, and that's why I don't really hang with that many people around my generation. I talk to older people more than I do younger people because I feel like my mind is different. You know, me and my cousin always talk about this all the time. Yeah, I feel like my mind is different than everybody that's younger than me or the same age as me because I feel like the reason why relationships are not working nowadays is because everything's not 50-50. The man thinks a woman should do everything instead of you doing 50-50. You have to want to do this. You have to want to show the same energy as somebody is showing you. Yeah. That's how it is.
So go ahead.
You have to show you if she's doing everything, then it's not gonna be fair because she's gonna eventually get tired of doing everything.
Right.
I agree.
She's gonna eventually come in her. She's gonna eventually. She might not say it right now, but she's gonna find out. But she's gonna find out. If you find out later, then y'all gonna probably split or break up because you didn't think about she feeling some type of way. She doing this. You should already think about that right then because you like if she cooking, you should be, and she cooked the whole week for you should be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna surprise her. I'm gonna cook the whole week next week because it make her feel better. You might not think that, but in reality, it's gonna make her feel better about herself and be like, oh, he appreciate what I did for him, so now he's doing something for me. You know what I mean?
So I look at that in two different ways.
Okay.
When I hear you say that, I think unity. I think complete unity between male, female. That's to me the one thing that I would be afraid of when it comes to that is the lack of different personalities, because it's the lack of different personalities. I'm sorry, it's the embrace of different personalities that allows us to evolve as people. Mm-hmm. If you and I both, if myself and my wife think the exact same way, that hinders growth. That hinders growth.
Yes.
Now my child doesn't have different perspectives.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I guarantee you I could bring my 12-year-old son up here right now, and he could tell you, if you were to give him a topic, how do I feel about cleanliness? Mm-hmm. I guarantee you he can give you my perspective of cleanliness, and then he could give you my wife's perspective of cleanliness, or his mom's, because they're student people, or his mom's perspective of cleanliness. And those would be three, completely different aspects.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it allows you to think differently. It allows you to feel differently. And to me, from what it sounds like, is you're saying, okay, if my wife has cooked the past week, maybe I should do that as well. However, for you to have that thought that you have to come from, or you not even come from, at some point in time, that thought has had to instill into you. So, yeah. and that thought most likely was a different perspective of a man. You know what I'm saying? Because the traditional man, from how you're making it sound, is we don't cook, we work. That's what it is. And you're saying that we shouldn't have to do that. Mm. However, there had to have been guys at some point in time to go, you know what? Maybe I should cook. Yeah. You know, matter of fact, I like cooking.
Okay. I have an opinion on that. Okay. I have an opinion on that. Sorry to cut y'all off, but I have an opinion on that because I've actually seen it on both sides. Mm-hmm. You know, growing up, you know, my mom, her second husband or whatever, same thing. You know, my mom would, you know, she would cook, she would work, she would cook, she would clean. Her husband would come home and there was a meal already made, you know, and she was okay with that. He was okay with that. Mm-hmm. You know, I seen it and I was like, hey, you know, if everybody's okay with that, then fine. But, you know, she would cook and she would only cook for the husband though. So the kids, you know, so she would only, this is as we got older. So like as little kids, you know, of course, you know, everybody.
How old are we talking when she stopped cooking for y'all though? Are we talking like 15?
So my brothers and sisters' age, they were older. You know, they were 17, 18. You know, still living at home. Right. You know, so she would say, "Hey, I'm cooking. You know, if y'all hungry,
I get that.
Come in here and get you something to eat." You know, and then we'll be like, "Hey, like, what's that food for?" She'd be like, "This is for me and my husband."
Who do you think? Here's a good question with this. Who do you think gets served first? And this is a topic that I'll go back and forth on. Children? The children. Off top, he says children. What do you think? Should the wife prepare food for the children first, the husband first, or herself first?
Children first.
Okay. Absolutely. Children? Okay. Yeah. I agree. Let me tell y'all why I can see it the other way, though.
Okay.
I 100% agree children. Mm-hmm. The reason why I could make an argument for husband is because, like you were saying, if they did 50-50, cool. But let's say it's not that. Let's say she's a stay-at-home mom and the husband goes to work all day. Who's the provider in that household? The husband.
Yes. So you think
the
provider...
husband should be fed first, because if something was to ever happen, you're not going to tell the children to go fix it. You're not going to tell the children, hey, we need the money for the light bill. You're going to tell the husband. So he should have the resource, the energy, and, you know, whatnot to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've seen it on
but I do
sides.
Agree children. I can say I agree with children.
I've seen it on both sides.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. To get back to what you were saying, only reason I say that because me growing up personally, my mom did all the cooking, and my dad he worked, but my mom worked too. She didn't stay home just to cook. She worked too. So I feel like that's why I said that, because he didn't really come home and cook like that. He wasn't no cooking person.
How did that make you feel?
Yeah. It made me feel like at a young age, my mind wasn't like where it is right now, but at the same time, it was similar. It was like, okay, I feel like I'm looking like I didn't know what it was, but at the same time, I'm looking like she's cooking.
You felt something was wrong.
Why he not doing the same? Yeah, like that. Do he know how to cook? What is he doing? Like, is he just bringing, like, getting us restaurant food, and she just buying food from the grocery store, and she cooking it, different stuff. So it made me want to get older and see it myself and realize, like, oh, okay, I can't be the same way as my dad. Cannot be with no woman and not cook nothing, or not be 50-50 with her, because if we live the same life as our mama and dad did, we're not gonna really make it.
Did you feel like it? Because that's why they split.
Yeah, so, I feel like the split came with the because he beat on her too. So the I feel like it came both ways: the beating and
feeling unappreciated.
Yeah, feeling unappreciated, like she did too much for him.
Yes. So let me get on that. So I 100% agree on that, because I do feel that if a woman or male is always coming home and they're always doing something, like they're always cooking, there's always cleaning, you're giving power to the other person. So let's say, for example, if there isn't a meal cooked, right. It's like, okay, so you're not cooking today.
So you're speaking from an aspect of control.
Okay, so control, or you're not cooking today. Oh, the house is dirty.
Right.
So because what it is if let's say the woman is ill, or she just doesn't feel like cooking that day, or she doesn't feel like, cleaning that day. I've seen it to where the person that doesn't cook or doesn't clean, it's a problem now. So they're like, oh, so I'm not gonna eat because you don't feel like like cooking today,
right.
And then it becomes a problem, because then the female or the male that's always doing that particular thing, they're like, oh, so you're not gonna eat, you know what I mean? So there's food in there, I just don't feel like doing it today. But then it becomes a problem, because then they're like, oh, okay, well, now the kids can't eat now, now I can't eat now, and then it's a problem, and then it makes it to where there's confrontation, and then they're like, well, if I'm always trying to cook, or if I'm always trying to clean, like,
Okay, I feel like, I'm trying to interrupt you, but I feel like this is why too, because what if something happens to the mother one day?
Right. Yeah.
And the father just around, and he don't know how to cook. How can he provide for his? You can't eat restaurant food all the time. How can he provide for his children? What if it was just the father? What if the mother passed away and just the father lived? And what if she can't? I mean, what if he didn't know how to do everything? Or what if you got to teach your kids how to cook and stuff? So if he does it some days, then they can learn from him when she leaves.
Because you said something about growth, right? You said something about right.
So that too, and then so to me, you two are going from the aspect of morality and control.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm speaking from the aspect of experience. Because at the end of the day, from what both of you are saying, you have, but for you to come to the thought process of, or for you to eventually mold yourself to having the thought process of, we should do 50-50. That means that you yourself had to see the perspective of, one, the mother always cooking, two, the dad always doing whatever the dad needed to do. Those right there are two different perspectives. You don't have C without A and B. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. What I'm saying is you have to have multiple perspectives of life so that you can formulate
have an objective perspective.
You have to. That's evolution in itself.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you would have never had you may have never had this mindset right here if there was a 50-50. So now you can go. So now you can go. Wild. Don't look at it from a right and wrong. Yeah. Now what you can do is you can go. You know what?
Experience.
One aspect of life for me is I can cook because I see my mom cook. One aspect of you can go. I can provide because I seen my father provide. However, I can do it differently than how he did, and so they can stay together.
Yeah.
And then the third aspect of it is what you're talking about. You know what? Let me see if I can just find somebody who knows how to cook too. Mm-hmm. That way, both of us, it seems fair.
Yeah.
Because for me, in my heart, fairness that's a big quality of life that I have to maintain. Mm-hmm. It's fairness. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you're right or wrong. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is that you have to have different perspectives in order to get to where you are.
I don't think there can be a right or wrong in this situation.
No, there's not.
Yeah. I'll give you some.
I know a female that actually told me, like, because we was kind of talking or whatever, it wasn't nothing serious, but she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm about to sweep and mop," and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm about to sweep and mop the house."
Couldn't believe it.
She couldn't believe it. And she said, "Oh, if we was ever together, you ain't never touching a broom. You ain't never touching a stove. I'll be damned."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
But to me, I was like,
but
I'm cool with doing that. I don't believe in gender roles. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that a woman can do besides give birth
that I can't
do. Right. I can cook. I can do laundry. I can fucking scrub the floor. I can do all that. There's
I
no
actually
reason.
cook more.
See? Okay. Mm-hmm. And I clean. Like, bro, I probably clean more than any male. Like,
I do too.
And that's what I always try to tell women, like, because, like, they may harp on something like I don't do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, man, if you would stop focusing on the one I don't do and focus on all the things I do.
Yeah.
Now that goes into Steve Harvey says all the time that 80-20 rule.
Yeah. You know about this?
Is the 20% worth getting rid of the 80%?
Yeah. Same thing with, like, I like how he puts it too, is like an 80-20 versus like, okay, so you got 80% at home, right? Your wife gives you 80% of everything you want. Mm-hmm. Now, there's this other girl that has the 20 that you don't have at home. Yep. That 20 looks nice, right? Because maybe she fucking a freak, I don't know. Maybe she, suck it from the back, I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. But whatever it is,
cooking
and sucking it from the back, I don't know. But she giving you the 20. Is it worth giving up the 80 for 20?
That's something when you're younger.
And it's hard to ignore that.
It's hard to do.
It's harder.
It's hard to do.
That's a good question, though.
Bro, it's hard to ignore 20, especially when you don't have it. And it's something that, like, you really want.
And the same thing about that, too, and I'll make this quick, is the 80% that you get, most of it is, by the time y'all been together so long, it's an unconscious thought. You don't think about it.
Yep.
You don't think at the end of the day she's going to the store getting the stuff that you want. Yeah. You don't think at the end of the day, okay, she's washing my clothes too. Yeah. She's making sure that the kids are good. She's making sure that she knows that I like a certain play. She knows that I like my DVDs in that case right there. So she's gonna make sure at all times that my DVDs go in that case. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's the part that when you're younger you don't think about. The unconscious things that you just get to have. Yeah. Because once she leaves, now you're doing all this. Yeah. And so is the 20% that you're seeing over here, the guy who has a really cute wife, who's always out in a nice maxi dress. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And every time you go outside, it's smelling good. She's cooking some real good stuff. Just the things that you think that you desire, keyword. Yeah. Yeah. Is that worth what you actually have?
It's not. From experience. It's not. It's not.
Okay. I'm gonna jump and change topic real quick.
What's up?
Because there's a few things that I want to touch on. First, let me ask y'all about this Fermi paradox, and let me see what y'all think about this. Are y'all aware of what the Fermi paradox is?
Enlighten us. Go ahead.
Okay. So, the Fermi paradox, we totally jumping topics here, so just hang with me. Yeah. Fermi paradox is the thought process of the universe is so big, right? We know it's bigger than we can even fathom. Mm-hmm. Okay. With that being said, it's so big, there's so many planets in the habitable zone of a star, just like Earth is, because that's the thing, you have to be in what's called the Goldilocks zone. It's where it's not too close to burn up, it's not too far to be too cold. And we know a planet's in a habitable zone there. So with that being said, there has to be life out there, right? If there is life out there, why have we not found them, or why have they not made contact with us? Or do you believe there is no life out there?
I'm at the part where I have to see it to believe it. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That's where I'm at.
The same. Basically, I can see it
until you see it. You okay?
So I'm definitely the super conspiracy theorist guy over here. So for me, I look at what you said in so many different ways. It's not even funny. So number one, something being habitable.
Yes.
What works for us may not work for another extraterrestrial.
For sure. Mm-hmm. They may breathe, whatever. They may breathe nitrogen.
Exactly.
That might be their oxygen.
Exactly.
So yes, habitable can be different.
They may need to be at one of the planets that's a little hotter than ours, so that they don't freeze.
Right.
This right here for them could be deadly.
Yes.
So I look at it from number one, that aspect right there. Then in the same token, maybe one of these days we learn. We evolve and we learn how to take in nitrogen. Maybe one of these days we learn how to make Pluto, even though it's not considered a planet, a habitable habitat. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we
Mars,
learn. Mars. Maybe we learn how to breathe in space. We figure out a way besides a big hunky suit. So I kind of look at it from that sense. Okay, maybe there is life out there. However, maybe right now for them, it's just not really worth the time to explore over here.
Okay. That's the thought process. Okay, so here's what I think. I think a few different things. You did touch on one. So the way I look at it, because think about it, when we think of like a planet Earth, we think like it has volcanoes and tornadoes. That doesn't have to be a thing necessarily.
Nope.
So there can be a planet just like Earth, but without the negative stuff, like without the earthquake.
Disasters.
Without all that, right? So if you was to have a planet like that, why would you feel the need to explore?
Yeah, for what?
If you had everything and you're in a comfortable environment, there is no need to explore out into the world. So I kind of feel like that's maybe why, if there is something out there that has a better life than us or is more, advanced, they know, oh, well, we're not going to go fuck with them.
For what?
Exactly.
And on top of that, what if it's like for us? I heard Joe Rogan say one time, like if extraterrestrials were a real thing and it just popped in New York right now, it completely destroys everything, every way that we think, religion, everything. Yeah. So that could be the same with us. Say that there's life on Venus, and on Venus they say that, hey, don't go to Earth because these people, they can look at you and take your soul. Why don't that's a suicide mission. Don't even think about it. Now, at some point in time, somebody goes over there and they see, oh, you know what, their ancestors were lying. So that completely shifts the paradigm of how these extraterrestrials think, kind of like with us.
Okay.
Well, look at every time we have went to other places. Look at when the Europeans came to America.
Yep.
Bro, it didn't result in anything good.
Diseases,
the killing, the raping. There has never been a time when somebody lands on new land. Well, I can't say never because I'm not.
No, I mean I would agree. There's never really been a time where there hasn't been a catastrophic event.
Yes, because you have one person who has either advanced weaponry or more people, and they take over.
I don't even really look at the weaponry. To me, I feel like more Indians died from the diseases that the Europeans brought over than by actual man-made weapons.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the diseases, because at the end of the day, I mean, all regions in the earth are different. Okay. So there's gonna be different bacteria, different viruses, different things that you just naturally, as you get older,
that's why when you travel, you get
you have to get shots.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I feel like, with that being said, that could be the same. That right there could be a reason why we don't need to go to Earth. Earth contains H2O. As soon as it touches your body,
it could
be dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that SpaceX is saying and when I say we, I say America is going to have to prepare for threats from outside of Earth. What do y'all take that as?
If me personally, if I'm entertaining that, because in all honesty, when I hear that, I think, what is Congress doing at 3 a.m. in the morning signing bills? That's kind of where my mind goes. But if I'm entertaining that, I think diseases. I think diseases honestly are probably the first thing I always think. I mean, you can always counter. You can always counter a weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, if you use a bomb, I mean, we have bomb shelters, bullets. I mean, we could figure that out. It's bioterrorism for me that scares me.
Oh, for sure.
The stuff that you have no clue, the stuff that
Shit
you're breathing in
labs right now, bro.
Yeah, stuff that you're breathing in that you'll never know that you're breathing in, and one day you just dropped it. That's the stuff that scares me.
Yeah.
I mean, look at COVID. They tried to say COVID came from this wet market or it came from eating bats. Now, I mean, I think it's, majority recognize that it's a lab leak.
Yeah.
People are taking these viruses and mutating them in labs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost to create a form of weaponry. And that is scary to think of.
Very.
Because people always say this, man. The people with the guns are like, well, we're keeping guns if the government ever comes to try to kill us.
Yeah.
The government ain't coming with guns.
No.
They're not going to come to your door with a gun to take you over, bro.
No.
They're going to put something in the water or the air or food, and we're done.
And I see
all
why
this stockpiling
scary.
guns.
That's crazy.
Well, that's why we need to. I'm not saying overthrow the government.
Yeah.
But we need to get our government in check.
More transparency.
Yes, 100% more transparency. Because right now, I ain't got a fucking clue, bro. They're passing bills in Arkansas. 9-year-olds can work now without a work permit.
But at the same time, go ahead.
I seen that. No, go ahead.
Okay, so
I seen that.
And the reason that got passed is because places like Walmart and like Amazon and these big money-making companies had underage people working. So instead of like fining them all this money, they were going to turn around and legalize it instead for profit. Bro, my daughter is 10. My youngest daughter is 10. You're telling me she could go work right now in Walmart?
Would you want her to work
Fuck no.
at 10?
Fuck no. Bro, she's worried about watching Dance Moms and shit. She ain't trying to fucking count money or inventory stock. Like, and you're telling me a 9-year-old without a work permit can go to work now?
Yeah, no.
Same thing with this whole Learns bill that just passed. It's advertised as, well, we up teacher salary from $30,000 to $50,000. Great. That everybody, I think, would agree teachers should get paid more, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it incentivizes segregation at the same time. Because now it doesn't matter where the teacher works, what school she works for, she can make $50,000. So she can stay in these predominantly white schools and have no reason to go to an underfunded school type thing, because she's going to make the same if she teaches all these white kids.
I mean, I look at it. I kind of look at it as the opposite of that. Honestly,
think about it. If you can make $50,000 to work in a nice little town school or go work in an urban school that has problems, you're gonna get $50,000 regardless.
I'm gonna go work in an urban school.
You're gonna go work.
I'm gonna go work in an urban school.
I would think most people wouldn't.
So to me, I look at it as this right here helps the generation forward. Now instead of me focusing on my first name, I'm focusing on my last name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would rather I go in the classroom, dreads and all, have the same credentials, and we speak the language that we speak, and your kids see that. And so they see, okay, you know what? No, you don't have to be the clean cut,
right?
Yeah,
nice.
I agree. Yeah.
It shows to me. It shows the future. One thing I feel like the difference between white people and black people is with a lot of white people. I'm not gonna say a lot. With some white people, I feel like you have more of a chance to have an uncle who's a doctor, to have a cousin who's a dentist, to have a friend whose dad is a construction worker, or he's a project manager of a construction company. You get to see more as a child.
Have more connections
versus if you come from like a project or the hood or something like that, and all you really see is nigga shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like of course that's what you're gonna go to. You don't get to see, oh man, well, Mr. Thompson up the street is a teacher and he makes pretty good money. Man, they got these nice cars. They cool. Yeah. It's not just this person. Mm-hmm. Oh, this. Okay, so education. So this is what education can do. Got it.
But do you think that's as appealing to the younger generation versus, okay, so like you said, Mr. Thompson, he's got the nice cars, but maybe he looks like, quote unquote, square, dressed like a dork or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then you see, OG two-tone over here, Jordan up, chain, flashy cars, got women all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, even though Mr. Thompson probably makes more and he does it legit, less risk going to prison, do you not think like, oh, well, OG two-tone look cool?
That gives when you have teachers that look more like us, that gives us more of a chance to give you the reality of it. Hey, you know what? At the end of the day, in some of these music videos, this really isn't most of their stuff. Matter of fact, I got a cousin named Sean who's a rapper he really actually owns this and this. He'll tell you how this goes. Yeah. We give that opportunity to allow people to actually see what it actually is instead of perspective. Mm-hmm.
It's perspective.
Well, it's also representation.
Yeah, representation.
That too.
And I think that is a big thing. I think seeing your teacher, because like, bro, I've seen so many times in the news to where like they were making, well, it's mainly been students, but like the wrestler, he was competing in like the championship and he had dreads and he was all put up, he had his gear on, and the referee told him to cut his dreads or he couldn't. Yeah. And you know what he did?
Cut it right there.
He cut his fucking dreads
right
off.
There.
Just so he could compete. He won, but how do you think he felt? He had his hand raised and he was just like, just down, like
representation, man. And it's not even just for us, but for other groups as well. Because now the Asian kids get to see, oh, you know what? Now these black folks are just as smart as we is.
Yeah.
I don't know what my grandpa talking about. I don't know what my uncle talking about. Yeah. Same thing, Mexicans, whites, whatever. Mm-hmm. The representation matters.
This thought that we have of like professional. Yeah. What is professional? And they're always like clean cut, shaven, no long hair. Why can't Kendrick have dreads and still walk in the classroom and teach? His dreads do not hinder him. He can't. Yeah. No, he 100% can.
Yeah.
And not only can he do it, but he can represent for the kids in class that have dreads as well. Mm-hmm. And they're not just looking at the white man standing up at the board telling them,
That's why I agree with him when he said that he would rather go to a urban school and teach.
Absolutely.
I 100% agree, because those
but
urban
kids. But not think about the white lady. That's what I do believe you would pick the urban 100%. Yeah. But I know you, and I know that's what you would put your work into. Mm-hmm. Bro, even if they said it wasn't an option, I feel you would go volunteer and do something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So, but think about it from an older white lady.
You can't destroy a stereotype.
You can't.
You can't. I feel like she would choose to stay, somewhere that's small town, more popular, less violence and stuff like that, because she's like, well, I can get paid, the same amount to go somewhere that's like less dangerous.
Yeah. And that's how I was thinking about it. That's how I think it encourages.
And that's the perception. And so to me, I feel like where Americans mess up a lot is instead of adding to something, we try to take away.
Oh yeah,
because it's all about. I think that's what's wrong with the world. It needs to be changed. It's all about change, So I feel like if you get the opportunity to actually go somewhere where help is needed, I feel like you should do that. So if a teacher, if they're get an opportunity to go to like an urban, area, I feel like they should be like, well, these people are like less fortunate. Yeah. They don't have the good schools. They don't have the good teachers. They don't have, school books, so let's help, so if you're getting paid, a certain amount of money, I think they should be like, well, I want to go over here because, they need help more over here, but it's not like that.
To me, honestly, I feel like I'm okay with the old white woman wanting to stay in the old white people community.
Yeah.
What I want is, okay, you know what? You stay in the white people community, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because the representation that we have now over here, and we're making the same amount of money.
Yeah.
That to me destroys that destroys the narrative in general.
Okay.
Let's not change it.
Well, also here's the thing about the same amount of money.
Okay.
The teachers make the same amount of money, but the schools, there is still something in there to where, like, if you're not like an A grade, B grade school, you're not gonna get the perks as like these better schools are. So that's what I was saying. Also incentivize teachers to go to like the nicer neighborhoods to where they have more resources, to where they get better grades versus going here. Because yes, you're gonna get paid the same, but you're not gonna have the same resources to teach the children.
Oh yeah,
I think that's a social construct that will always happen. I think where you have to go is instead of saying, and I'm not saying that you not to do this, but instead of saying let's bring them over here so that we can make over here better.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes we should go, hey, listen, in the reality of things, yes, this school over here is better. Yeah. There's a thing called redlining. There's there are different aspects right now that you just don't understand. However, I'm here to let you know that I make just as much as these nice people over here.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, yes, I get it. Our books are old. Our laptops and all that's old. We don't have the Apple stuff like these people do.
Yeah.
That's okay. You're still getting the same education. It's just not at the same quality.
Yeah.
Now, if you at some point in time want a better quality of life, that now becomes your choice.
Yeah.
However, I just want you to understand that don't look at the building, look at the education.
Yeah.
But don't you feel like, yes, it is their choice to want a better quality of life after that fact, but don't you feel like it's still, you're not getting this, you're not starting at the same starting point at that.
I think the starting point, the proverbial starting point is legit. That is perception.
Yeah.
So that's why you destroy the perception. Okay, you know what? I get it. They have nicer stuff here than we do.
Well, I'm also talking about how you refer to like the white people have the uncle that works here and here and here. Yeah. So like they have it's really in this world, bro. It's not about what you know and what you can do. It's about who you know. 100%.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
But that to me starts that cycle.
Okay.
When you bring the teachers over here that are making $50K just like the folks over here, now to me that opens up more of a dialogue. Hey, listen, you could be a teacher like me, or what you could do is you can do this, you can do this, you can do that. I got a cousin that does music. I got a cousin that does that.
I still feel it may not be as easy as them. Like this whole narrative.
It won't.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
It never will. However, it gives more options.
It does. Okay,
yeah.
So
I feel like realistically, you will never have an even playing board.
Never.
If you have an even playing board, that destroys the top. That's where it becomes classism.
But see, I think we should have an even playing board. It should be that way because if we don't, bro, we're going to keep the people who are poor in the poor area, and then majority of the time, generations is going to stay in that area. You may have a few outliers that break away and make something for themselves. Majority of the time, though, you don't.
My opinion on that is, I feel like if everybody has like that equal playing field, if that's what you want to call it, or equal, then that goes back to what Kendrick was saying, that ceiling, you know, because let's say if you're somewhere where you're in urban, you don't have anything to work for, you know, like where's the motivation? So if you're less fortunate, you know, and you want to get out of that situation, you're going to have to work harder. You're going to have to work harder. Exactly. Yes, but it's like that gives you drive in life.
Yes. But it doesn't, drive doesn't necessarily equal results or outcome.
Well, it will. So let's say
not if they're not giving you the opportunities. If they are just saying, look, you're in a poor neighborhood.
Okay.
You didn't have the option to go to college because you're in a poor neighborhood. You didn't qualify for scholarships. But then Jimmy comes along, and Jimmy got to go to Ivy League, and Jimmy got all the credentials, and Jimmy's daddy knows this.
Yeah. So that goes back to that does go back to resources, and then it also goes back to who you know too in some situations.
Yeah.
But let's use Fort Smith for example. Let's say Fort Smith, they don't have the same resources as Fayetteville. Okay. Yeah. So what they do is people from Fort Smith go to Fayetteville
to figure it out. Let's use sports for example. Let's say
when people in Fort Smith, let's say you're the best basketball player or football player or wrestler in Fort Smith, and you're like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I want to make it to the next step. Right. You know, you're gonna go to somewhere to go to the next step. You know, you're gonna go. You know, you're gonna go to Fayetteville.
There will always be a next step.
It always. But if it's the same,
you have nothing to work.
You have nothing to work.
Go ahead, Keith. What are you gonna say?
This is how I feel. I feel like if God didn't want you to be right there, He wouldn't put you right there. I feel like He put you right there for a reason. Like everybody, He puts people in different places for different reasons. I feel like if He didn't really want you there, or He didn't want you to work hard enough to get out of there, He would have been got you out of there.
I highly disagree. I highly disagree.
Also,
I'll explain.
To me, that at the end of the day, you can't have at the end of the day, you can't have too many chiefs. I feel like when you make everything, when you
too
make
many chiefs, not enough.
When you make everything equal, you don't have Indians. Indians at the end of the day are the driving force of America. We may not see it because the Chiefs have the nice cars and the nice this and the nice that. However, that's perception.
Well, they also make us believe trickle down economics is good for the poor, and really, it's
really not.
It's really not.
It's really not.
So let me explain to him real fast because I don't want you to feel disrespected. The thing about you say, like, if God wouldn't put you in that position, you know, if there wasn't a reason, is what you feel like. I don't necessarily believe in a God. I believe in a higher power, but like I don't believe God plays a role in anybody's life. Because if there was a God, God is not going to allow children to get cancer. God is not going to allow babies to be raped.
We talked
about free will
before.
But I'll give you that olive branch. I'll agree with you and say that's free will. Natural disasters is not free will. God is not going to wipe out a town with a tornado but leave the church untouched and want y'all to call that a miracle.
I agree. You know
what I mean? I get your point, like you're saying, like He's using it as a lesson. Think about how traumatizing that would be. That if you got up to heaven and God, like, and you're a female, and God was like, well, you remember when I had that guy rape you? I was trying to teach you resilience and how to be tough. Yeah. And you looking at this man, and you like, you had me get raped for a fucking lesson? Like, I just couldn't believe that of a God. Or like, you gave me cancer for a fucking lesson? Like, do you know how traumatizing that was? Or you made my mom die early?
That's the book of Job.
It is. And see, okay. I believe that story is a good representation of why it's not real, because God is not going to test a person like that in order to boost his ego.
To me, it shows. I disagree. I look at it as, to me, it shows that God has feelings and emotions, and is actually imperfect in itself. Because if you think about it,
imperfect.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think there's no such thing as perfection. Period.
Oh, well, see, that's what the Bible portrays. The Bible says God is perfect, all loving, all powerful.
I believe that. I believe that that's what it says.
Yeah.
However, it's been shown too many times by floods like Moses.
Yeah.
That God. I mean, it says that God is a jealous God. How can you be a jealous God, but at the same time you're perfect? That does not make sense.
It's a contradiction, and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And so to me, I feel like I agree with you, but I look at it from the aspect of it shows morality. It shows.
But think about what God was doing with Job.
Yep.
God and Satan were talking.
Yep.
And Job was this man who believed in God faithfully, prayed every day. And Satan told God, Well, he only believes in you because you gave him all this nice stuff. He has the house, he has his wife, he has his kids, and all this.
But if you take it away, he don't care.
So
about you.
God starts to take away from this man his wife, his children, his animals, and plagues
Destroys
him.
his crops.
Destroys his, everything. Takes everything to prove a point to the devil. That to me is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, if I remember right, Job actually even screamed at God. Like,
Yeah.
What the, you know what I'm
I
saying?
think by the end, but there for a while, he kept praising him.
Yeah.
God was telling the devil, look, I'm taking all this away, and Job is still praising me.
But at the same time, to me, that shows limits, which is morality. Because there was a point in time, and if God is all knowing, as they say, God knew. Okay, you know what? At a certain point in time,
He's gonna break.
He's gonna break.
Right.
Let's see what this breaking point is.
But if He knows, why would you need to see it? That's my thing.
To test it.
But why are we testing if we know?
Now that's a good question.
See,
That's a good question. But again,
I do see what you're saying.
That goes
If
back
we
to me
didn't
thinking.
know-
That goes back to me thinking God's imperfect.
and I agree. I
I don't
100% agree
I don't
with
believe
that.
that there's perfection.
There can't be, because we are so okay, bro. And you, as a believer in God, I'm sure you've heard this before. We are created in God's image.
Yes.
If we are created in God's image, God cannot be perfect. We are not nowhere close to perfect. We breathe out of the same fucking hole that we drink water. We cannot breathe in water.
Nope.
That is not a perfect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There would be something else for us to drink water and then breathe also. But
Yeah.
we don't.
We don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that shows flaws in our creativeness or our creation. Yes. So yes, I 100%. I've never thought about it like that, but I do agree with you. If there is a God, and I think there is, I don't know.
I do too. I
can't-
think there's a higher power.
I think there is a higher
I don't know.
power.
I don't know if I want to say that it's a man
Right.
who can turn water into wine.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That right there for me is a question mark. But at the same time,
Walking
I feel
on
like
water.
yeah. But and I feel like at the same time, this is where I have a big hiccup with Christianity. If you know that we are not perfect beings, and you know that God created us to be what we are,
Yeah.
that means that you believe that everything is written, correct?
Yes.
So since you know that everything is already been written,
Yeah.
you understand curiosity.
Right.
And so if you understand curiosity, why can't I say to you, you know what? I don't know about this Jesus guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You sure that that's
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't even have a J back then. Like,
Yeah.
is that
Bro.
make that make sense to me? And you not go,
Yeah.
I don't know, you
Right.
maybe going to hell.
Most people will just
Right.
go, well, faith, bro. Faith
Yeah.
is belief without evidence. So that's what having faith is. That's you believing it without me being able to prove it to you. Like, bro, there
I'm
was
big on that. Like, I have to believe it to see it,
Or see it to believe it, yeah.
or see it to believe it.
Yeah.
And I have to see it to prove.
And according to them, God made you that way, so
Yes.
you can't be wrong for how you think.
Same thing with being gay or
Yeah.
trans.
Yes.
If you believe God created all of us, that means God made us that way.
And on top of that, these were men at the end. These are imperfect men who were writing these scriptures at different points in time.
Yeah.
All the whole Bible was not written at the same time.
Right. It
So-
was
And it
rewritten
only took
over and
place in
over
a
and over.
small percentage of the world. Like, if you look at the whole story of the Bible,
Yeah.
if I show you a globe and I put a circle on every event where the Bible took place, it is such a small spot on the world.
Yeah.
It's in the Middle East, and it doesn't get much past that.
So I expect imperfect people to,
Yep.
No, I expect
I
them
kinda
to
like
write. I expect them to write different passages or maybe not even what's the word? Maybe not even write it into their viewpoint. Maybe the way they interpreted it.
Okay.
Maybe it was unconscious.
Let's go back to what Key Money said. He said God wouldn't put you somewhere if He didn't want you there. Do you?
I don't believe that there's a proverbial want, because for me to believe that there's a want, that means that that there was a right and there was a wrong. And at the end of the day, right and wrong is a perception based off of a society, off of a societal culture. What we believe is right and wrong here is not the same in Russia.
Yep.
It's not the same in China.
Context
it's not
of the story.
Yeah, and so with that being said, I personally cannot believe that God just, you know what, you were meant to be a fast food worker.
Yeah.
You were meant to be this. You were meant to be. I don't believe that. I don't.
I don't believe God intervenes with our life.
Because if he did, then that destroys the perception of free will.
It does.
Because go ahead.
Okay, when I mean by that, I was meaning like, okay, I get what y'all saying, but I was meaning like, I said if he puts you there, that means I don't mean like he want to work at a fast food restaurant for like forever or something. I'm saying like if he puts you there, then as like as a kid, like you born and you right there in the ghetto, and you not like you didn't grow up to a rich family. He probably wants your life to be different than theirs, so he probably wants you to work a little bit different than they didn't have to work like you. So he wants you to be a little bit different because everybody is different. We all are different.
Now I believe that happens naturally.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying.
I think I get what you're saying. You're saying that
not even naturally, but also with like redlining, like you was talking about, it's a man instituted thing that happens.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like going off of what you just said, you got a rich people, we're in the hood. At the end of the day, for the rich person to know that the person's in the hood, the person has to be in the hood.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So to me, I look at it as I'm showing you different perceptions of life. Now you do what you want with that. Because that's your free will to go, you know what, I'm gonna help these people, or you know what, not my problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe life is what you make it.
Absolutely. I agree.
100%. If you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, you have that choice to make your situation better.
It's do you want to?
Or yes, you have to want to. Yeah. If you
do you think you always can though?
You always can. Yes, it's just morally can. Will you do it?
Yes.
For example, in most families, say like you. I'll take mine. I have the degrees. I have I have all that. Mm-hmm. I know realistically, if I did not have a family, I could go move somewhere and make way more money than what I'm making. However, I made a family. That's my moral obligation. And with making a family, even though they don't mean to, they're gonna hold you back. That's just how it is. Yeah. That is life. That's just like and I guarantee you, there are certain aspects of life that I'm holding back from my wife and their children because of how I believe and how I operate on a daily basis.
Yes,
they could change that if they want to, and go do whatever they want. It's just morally, do you want to do that? Do you want to leave your kids and your family to go do this? You know,
is it worth?
Is it worth it?
Yeah. It almost goes back to 80-20.
Yeah. Yep.
It almost goes back to, is it worth, okay, I can't stay out all night. I can't run with different women. But I have a good home. My kids are taken care of.
Which one is more important?
Yeah. I've said it before and I'll say it again, man. Like, even though me and my current wife are splitting up, I've always said she has been a better mother than a wife.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, I would pick a better mom than a wife.
Yeah.
Just because...
Me too. From my lineage.
Yeah. Straight up. And you got boys and girls, right?
I have 6.
Okay.
I have 2 boys and 4 girls.
Okay, see, I have all girls. I can teach them how a man should treat them. And I've said I've fallen short on that too at times.
Yeah, of course.
But I can't teach them how to be women.
Of course not.
I mean, I can try to say, like, what I think a woman should, like, you know, how she could carry herself. But at the end of the day, bro, I have no fucking clue what women go through and deal with. I can't relate. You got your period? I can't. I don't know.
No clue. I cannot.
I can't relate.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So in a relationship, what's more important? You know, because when you have kids, is it more important for you to stay with the kid's mom or stay in that relationship, or would you just say, okay, I want to leave? You know, because if let's say, for example, if you leave the mom, or if you leave the dad, it's gonna make the kids.
Yeah, it's gonna make a hole.
Okay, so what's more important to you, like your happiness or your kids' happiness?
I I do think it's the kids. However, I don't believe that just because you leave that necessarily means that
you cannot be happy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Well.
Then
yes,
on top of
it
that,
may make your kids happy, but you also can be happy after.
Yeah, and on top of that, sometimes it can create a better structure. You know what? With your mom, at the end of the day, we're all humans. Mm-hmm. You come from me and your mom. Mm-hmm. Me and your mom, we did not mesh like we thought we were going to.
For whatever reason.
What happens? I've had this conversation with my oldest son.
Okay, so you had the conversation with them.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Right,
well, actually, both of them. But my oldest one, he was just a little older. Mm. And I told him, as you get older, you change. Yep. It's inevitable. Yep. Mm-hmm. And sometimes as you change, the other person, of course, is changing too. Mm-hmm. And sometimes there can come to a point where both of your growth actually hinders each other. Mm-hmm. And so in order for us to give you the best the best backing that we can give you, we need to be apart. I need you to see me with said woman. Mm-hmm. If because I believe in boy girl.
Yeah.
I need you to see me with this woman so that you can see the difference between how it was with with your mom versus how it is with mine. Mm-hmm. With the woman who I'm with now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really believe that you can dictate happiness on just one person.
Just one person, yeah.
No.
That's good. And I feel like that's important.
Yeah.
You have to have those type of
Absolutely.
conversations
Absolutely.
with your kids.
Gotta be transparent.
You have to.
Gotta be transparent.
Yeah. Give me 3 things that y'all value.
That I value?
In a relationship. What are the 3 things that y'all find most important? Kendrick, we'll start with you.
I'm thinking.
Or
love.
Love, okay.
Discipline. Self-discipline. And equal views on morality and principles.
That's good fucking 3. Okay. What if I had to ask you, give me 3 things that you must have in a relationship. This is make or break.
Okay.
Or at least if you got
loyalty. Because loyalty, I wouldn't say love, but loyalty, I feel like if you loyal to me, you love me because
it's synonymous.
Yeah, it's similar to each other. Mm-hmm. So loyalty.
Okay.
It's hard morals.
It is.
Okay.
Can I give you a different way to look at loyalty?
Yeah.
Loyalty at the end of the day is a form of self-discipline. Mm-hmm. You are only loyal to somebody because you are disciplining yourself to go, this is my friend. I would never hurt my friend. Yep. That's all loyalty is. Mm-hmm. And so with that being said, when you're with somebody, all you're doing is just disciplining yourself to go, you know what? I'm with this person. I'm only with this person. That's it. That's all loyalty is, just a form of self-discipline. That's all I was going to say.
All right. Loyalty. What did I say? The second one? I forgot what I said for the second one.
It's all good. Do it again.
No, what did I say for the second one? I said loyalty, then I said
it's your 3.
You said you would say love, but you didn't say love.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, I got a gun to your head right now. Give me 3.
Loyalty, ego. That's what I said.
Okay, loyalty.
Morals.
Yeah, morals.
Okay.
Loyalty, morals, and principles. The principles.
Okay. What's the difference between in your mind? What's the difference between morals and principles?
Like I said, yeah.
What I mean by moral, did I say morals?
Yeah.
Yeah, morals okay. I'm trying to explain it. Right?
No, you good.
I always say when people ask me religion makes you a good person, and I have to tell them no, your morality determines whether you're a good person or not, because your morals is going to determine how you treat others.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
It's your rule of life. Yeah.
But with my
principles.
The principles is how you do. You know how okay, say that I got something in my girl. I got a girlfriend, and I say I leave something in the room, some money, and she doesn't know it's there, but she's my girl, so she's like, oh, I can take it, because she's my girl, but I feel like you should still ask me in respect, because what if I had to use that for something that I needed to use it for?
Right.
So, but sometimes if you ask the person, then I might change my mind, be like, oh no, I can go do this, I can go get it somewhere else. I can go to the ATM and get it. You can just use it for what you need to use it for. If you ask, you know. So that's what I mean by.
So you're saying morals are what you think, and actions are the principles that you take.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Illis, what you got for your 3?
Loyalty.
Okay.
Respect. And honesty.
What do you call respect?
Respect as a human being, you know, as a person. You know, I feel like if you don't respect who that person actually is as a person, it won't work.
Let me ask
in
you
a relationship. Go ahead.
Do you believe, if you're with you with your wife,
Mm-hmm.
do you believe that your level of respect should be different than his level of respect?
Give me an example. So what do you
for example,
so
for example, the level of respect she has for you,
mm-hmm.
she's going to do things outside sexually.
Yeah.
She's going to do things for you that she wouldn't necessarily do for him. She's going to talk to you in a certain way that she
wouldn't talk to someone else.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or at the reverse of that, the way that she talks to him, she would never speak to you that way, right? Because she has respect for you. Do you feel like?
I feel, yes, that's what I mean.
Okay,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
So, because she, for example, Wes is my friend,
right?
So, you know, if he comes over to my home,
yes.
You know, she's not gonna disrespect him because she has respect for me.
Of course,
that's what I mean.
Right.
You know, so she would say, you know, like, you know, I was respectful because that's your homeboy, you know, but she can have different, you know, beliefs on certain situations, but right. She would say, you know, I disagree, you know, with how, you know, he deals with his home or, you know, his situation or whatever, but that's your homeboy, so
she elects you,
you know, she'll say, that's your homeboy, so you know, you can, you know, and because I've been married, you know, to my wife for 6 years, that's, you know, so happily married, but so that's what I think. So loyalty, respect, and honesty. Okay. You know, I feel like if you don't have those, it won't work.
See, I think we all have loyalty. Kendrick, like he said, it's self-discipline. So loyalty and self-discipline can be synonymous. Mm-hmm. My 3 would be loyalty, trust, and compassion.
Definitely compassion.
Loyalty to me is I'm going to be exclusively with you and you only. I'm being loyal to you.
Yeah.
Trust is you trusting that I'm going to be loyal to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then compassion for when I fall short on anything, or
you'll give me the grace that I need.
Exactly.
That's why I say love.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe those 3 are like everybody's 3. You could replace any of our 3s. I think is a good foundation for a good relationship.
I've always thought when you're younger, you don't really think. I think a lot of young people don't say love because a lot of younger people they haven't truly experienced their full self yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you're younger, it's hard for you to go, hey, you hurt my feelings when you said so and so. Or, you know what, I really don't like when you say this because of that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier when you're older and you've accepted, okay, this is me. Because, you know, and that can go into 50 million things. Maybe you're the guy in the room where everybody's talking about nigga this and nigga that, and you're like, yeah, no, I'm cool. You can be the guy in the room where everybody's talking about, yeah, we're gonna F this female, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. You're not that person.
I got one for you.
Right.
What does love really mean to you?
Compassion.
Okay.
Understanding.
Okay. Because you can say, oh, I got love for you, but I don't want you in my life.
But to me, that is a form of love that I would want, because if I am toxic to you, at the end of the day, I need you to love me enough to keep it real with me to let me know that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So if I say, I love you, brother.
I love you too.
But we're not brothers. We're friends.
Yeah. That to me, I look at that as.
Is that different from if you actually have a real brother? Is your love that you have for your brother different for what you have for your friend? But you're both saying, I love my actual brother.
Yeah.
But then I love my actual friend. But you're telling your friend, I got love for you, brother. I love you. But then you tell your actual blood brother, I got love for you, brother. I love you.
I think it depends on who you're closer with.
Yeah.
Because I have a stepbrother that, of course, I love, but like, I have people that's in my everyday life.
Yeah. That I know would do more for me before my brother.
And I hate to say that because it probably sounds bad because,
No, I mean, this is what it is.
Okay.
It is what it is.
What about your wife?
Say, what do you mean?
What was the question?
Same question, but you're saying, I love my brother, but that's your brother. Mm-hmm. I love my friend. You're telling your friend, I love you, but then you have a wife and you say, I love my wife.
So to me,
is there 3 different types of love?
I think that there's completely different levels of love, and you can either classify that as different or deeper. Right there is your perception.
Okay.
For me, when I think about wife or I think about lifetime partner, for people who don't believe in the whole marriage thing, I feel like when you are with your female, you're in. I'm one of those. I believe that the female comes before the child.
Okay.
At the end of the day, your kids are gonna grow up. They're gonna leave you. Your friends grow up, they have their own lives. Mm-hmm. Your mother and father, once you're done, they're gonna go and live their lives as they should. Mm-hmm. Your wife or lifetime partner, whoever this is the only person who is crazy enough in this world to actually stick with you for life and death. That's literally the only person that's gonna be there every single waking moment of your life. And to me, that right there is a strong. That to me, I think that I classify it as deep.
Okay, so you think there's different levels?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, my love you ain't gonna fuck your best friend.
My love for my mother is different than my love for my wife. Because at the end of the day, my mother has her own life as she should. My wife, on the other hand, she's here. She's 10 toes down. Period. Not saying that my wife, not saying that my mom isn't, but her life is not my life. My life and her, life and my wife's life are synonymous. There is no she. There is no her. This and me. That we are one. Yeah. So to me, that is the deepest form of love. Period.
To me, that's I get that 100%. I understand 100%.
Right.
But that's crazy that a certain word, one word, can mean so many different things.
Hate the same thing.
That's every word. That's going back. Yeah. So that's going. Yeah. So love, hate.
Yep.
The N word, because we're going back to that
jealousy.
Envy, because you're going back. We had touched bases on the N word. So if me and you, Kendrick, we're African American. So if I say the N word to you, it might be different if Wes says the N word to me, because then I'm like, whoa.
So for me, I look at that as even. So you and my, we're melanated.
Yeah.
My brother can say it to me, and I look at it different because at the end of the day, you're my brother, and I don't mess with this word.
Yeah.
My friends can say it to my closest friends. Yeah. It's gonna be different because at the end of the day, you know that I'm trying to. Better. You understand where I'm at in life. Yeah. You, on the other hand, you don't know that yet. Mm-hmm. So you saying that to me, okay, that's different. Hey, that's what's up. I'm just not really for the whole league. Just being honest. Like that's what that would be the conversation you have versus my brother, where I'm like, bro, what is you doing?
Yeah.
Why you sound like this, man? You sound stupid. Come on, man, quit playing.
Yeah, I just think that's so crazy. Let's say you're married.
Right.
Another woman says, bye, baby. I love you. Mm-hmm. And then that one word, somebody else would be like, what? Mm-hmm. Like, did she just say she love you? You know what I mean?
Context and intent is everything.
It is.
That's what I'm thinking. Just
it is.
Certain words, like the way you say it, who says it,
your intent.
How you say it. it's like, but it's the same word,
and it's beautiful.
That's why
you know. It is, but
that's why I believe words cannot be bad or good, because at the end of the day, yes, it's just a word. Yeah. Your wife can say "I love you," and you will take that differently, as if a stranger was just like, "Hey, I love you."
Yeah,
they're saying the exact same thing to you, but yeah.
What you mean you love me?
So words. Bro, I heard this.
That's just.
I don't know if y'all know a lot about like yogis and stuff, like gurus. Bro, there's this guru, I cannot think of his name, but he said that it's not even words that hurt us. He says words actually can't hurt us at all. He says if I was to talk to you in a different language, you know, with a smile on my face, you would smile back.
Yes, you would.
Even if I called you like a piece of shit motherfucker, like chinga tu madre, pinche cabrón, like, but I'm smiling.
Human response.
That is true.
That
is true.
So,
like,
and he was saying that it's our reaction to the words that actually is what controls us. It's not the words themselves. Somebody could call me a motherfucker, a faggot, or whatever, you know. It's how I respond to that.
But that's why I don't believe in. I tell everybody I don't believe in right and wrong, good and bad. I believe in action, reaction, and intent.
Yeah.
That's what I believe in.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything's about intent. Okay. So, but let's talk about words and, you know, triggers and stuff. Let's talk about Jordan Peterson real quick. Okay. I know me and you both are big fans of Jordan Peterson. Did you look up any videos?
I know who he is.
Okay, sweet.
I know who he is.
Are you aware about Jordan Peterson?
Is he white guy?
White guy, yeah.
Very intelligent.
Does a lot of speeches.
Smart. Tall dude.
I actually think he's a little shorter. But
you from talking about another Peterson then?
Oh no,
it's another Peterson. You talking about the one that got into it with Kanye West and stuff?
No. You thinking about Pete Davis?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bro, could you imagine?
I get why you did.
This Westland.
I get why you did.
Bro, like to confuse Jordan Peterson and Pete Davidson, and like we having a conversation, and he like, you talking about the dude that got the butthole eyes and shit?
Childish.
Yeah.
Okay, so why is Jordan Peterson? Why does he get so much flack for the things he says? Because when I look at what he says, and even the way he says it, I don't find anything negative.
Because he's operating from the aspect of more from logic than morality.
Okay.
You know, I'm one that I personally believe, say, take transgenders, for example. I can understand letting a transgender woman go into a women's bathroom. And in the same breath, I can understand people who go, well, what if they just use it as a cop-out? Because anything can be used as a cop-out.
Yeah. A pervert can just say, yeah.
I mean, there's been people that were in the NAACP that held high positions that weren't black. They just said that they're black.
What was that?
The woman?
Dawson or something?
Something like that.
Rachel Dawson?
I can't remember. I know
who you're talking about, though.
So I think what Jordan Peterson does is he looks at all aspects versus most people who go, it should just be this. We should just change this. That's what it is. Versus him, where he looks at, no, I get what you're saying. However, look at it from this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Now, I choose to be this way, but I can look at it from all of this. And I think that's where he gets the flack.
He also doesn't do what most people do, to where, like, when they bring up these woke words, like, you know, when they're like non-binary and you know, all these it's a list, you know, Zers and stuff like that, and he's like, I'm not going to comply with this nonsense. Like, and that's what he flat out says it. And they're like, what if you're going to lose your job? And he's like, I'm going to lose my job.
I mean, and if you think about it, most people do that on a regular basis. All jobs have certain qualifications and certain rules that you must conform to. If you're a person that likes to wear a hat and you're in the office, you're in an office space, and the person who owns this company says, "Yeah, not really into people wearing hats," I think thing that don't look professional. You can go, yeah, no, I'm cool on that. I'm gonna keep it on, and you know, fire me. It is what it is. Yeah. I just don't believe in how you feel. So I mean, so if you think about it, we naturally do that every day. Anyway.
We just don't have a platform like he does.
Yes.
And we don't have all the recognition in the eyes.
Yes.
With the hat thing, I'm glad you brought that up, bro. I get into this with my kids and other people. You're ex-military.
Yep.
How do you feel about national anthems? Do you feel we are obligated to stand and take our hat off?
No, there is an anthem.
Okay.
There's an anthem. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a song, man.
Same thing with the Pledge of Allegiance?
It's a flag. It's a symbol.
What about having to stand?
I don't believe you should have to stand if you don't want to stand.
It's Colin Kaepernick.
At the end of the day,
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah. To me, at the end of the day, that's culture that a person decides to make. That's not something that should be required. That's a culture.
Yeah.
We in American culture, they believe to stand up. And there's not one time. Let me say this. In my military experience, I can only think of a brief handful of times that I've had to stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
See, and you would think that the way we make our kids do it in school every day, and bro, these kids, this is what drives me crazy. If we was to watch Chinese children, I'm talking about like kindergarten, stand up and recite something that they have no idea what they're saying, they just have it memorized, and they're just saying it like zombies, we'd be like, damn, that's abuse. That's crazy.
That's scary.
It is scary. Now think about it when we make our children do it. Kindergartners talking about, I pledge my allegiance. Them kids don't have a fucking clue what they just said.
Yeah.
I pledge my allegiance to a flag.
Yeah, all it is it's control.
It is.
So break that part down right there. Like, what does that actually mean?
It's what it says. I pledge my allegiance.
I'm pledging my allegiance to you.
To the flag. No
matter what happens in the United States, no matter what you think, you yourself are not going to betray the United States of America. Okay. You won't be an Edward Snowden.
And we're having kindergartners say that. And it's wild to me. Yeah. Now, I'm glad you brought up Edward Snowden. Do you look at him as a person who has committed treason? No? Sweet. I don't either. Do you know about Edward Snowden?
I don't.
Okay, so basically, he worked for, I'm not sure what, but
CIA, I think.
Okay,
so he basically had leaked classified information that shouldn't have been leaked. Yeah. However, for the good of the public, he did that. Now, if all throughout time, that's happened in newspapers. I mean, we've had so many different articles of things that were supposed to come out, whether that's at the federal level or even the local level, that probably shouldn't have came out. You know, it's just, at the end of the day, it's just, United States, we're bullies. You know, let's just call a spade a spade. We're the bullies of the world.
The information that he leaked, was it?
It was information that, how can I say this? It was information that the public
was it something bad?
No. It was
okay.
He leaked that the government was spying on everyone at all times.
Yeah. So I mean, it's public information that you should rightfully know. However, it is in the best interest of our safety
to not let that information get out to the public.
Exactly.
Okay, I get that.
So I don't necessarily call him a traitor for that. I can understand if certain people do. I don't. To me, I don't feel that there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, listen, so you're in the United States. This is how we conduct ourselves. At the end of the day, we give you your free range to do really dang near whatever you want. We do have some stipulations of that, but you'll figure that out as you go. We are going to spy on you at all times.
Yep.
We need to make sure that the more money that you make, you don't become a hindrance to us. Companies do it. There are certain companies where they make you sign contracts. Hey, if you quit this place, there are certain places that you cannot work, and on top of that, you cannot leak this information out.
There's certain companies that once you quit, you can't get a job for a certain period of time.
Yeah,
it is in the contract.
Personal training does that.
Yeah, you have to wait X amount of time before you go anywhere else.
So I want to get on this because you mentioned the certain amount of money that you make. So Key Money had something. He said that if you had $1 million, right, what would you do with that $1 million? So Key Money, I'm asking you, if you had that $1 million, what would you do with it?
What I do with it personally, I would try to change some stuff around the environment, around Earth, around the world.
You got $1 million, ain't gonna do it, bro.
It won't do everything.
Hold on. What? Go a little deeper.
Yeah,
it won't do everything.
Expand on that.
Okay, hold on. It won't do everything, but what I mean by helping other. You know how like it's a lot of poor people out here.
Okay.
I mean like helping, like doing shelters, like putting more stuff, instead of making restaurants all the time, making more stuff for where people can be at, like the homeless people, because if we have some, I want them to have some too. I know that we worked hard for it, but at the same time, it's hard for them to get where they need to get. So I want to help them out. So
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think? Well, let me ask this question. Do you think that companies don't do that now?
I don't think they might do it, but they don't do it as much as they should.
What's your definition of as much as they should?
Like, I feel like all this money, it's a lot of money out here. All this money that they got, and they doing for everything else. Like, it's artists out here they got all this money, and they doing this. Like, I'm not trying to. I use Jay-Z as an example. I'm not saying he owe anybody anything, but if you're a billionaire and you got all this money, and it's so many kids out here that's poor, and so many people in Africa that need shelter, there's so many people that's doing this, doing that, then I feel like you should try to want them to better themselves, or you should try to go help them instead of just spending your money on spending. I'm not saying he's doing that, but I'm saying most people spend their money on cars, different 5, 6 different cars. I don't care about having 5 or 6 different cars. If I got 2 cars or 1 car to transfer me to a different place, then that's good. I'd rather feed somebody that's out there more than go buy materialistic things. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather go help them and feed them, because I'm feeding myself, but they are out here and I'm passing them up every day, and I got all this money. Yeah,
that's very interesting.
For real,
because you're 23 years old and you have that type of mindset.
I feel like you should do that. Only reason I feel like you should do that is because some people are brought into things that they wouldn't expect to be in. Yeah. Because you can't. You didn't ask to be here. So when you get to the earth, when you get to the world and stuff, and you a little kid in Africa, you didn't ask to be in Africa. You didn't know you was gonna be right here at this shelter where you don't have nothing to eat. You don't have this. So you can, if you have all this money, you can at least go over there and help them. Some people do. Some people do that, but I feel like it should be more.
Like helping the less fortunate.
Yeah, I feel like it should be more, because. Not just one person is a billionaire. It's more person. It's more. I feel like that's why God made more than one person. He made more than one person to do similar things. But what if that person not thinking like this? What if you don't want to feed them? Then I might want to do it, because that's how my mind thinks. You know what I'm saying?
So let me play devil's advocate to what you just said.
All right.
So you're saying that if you're wealthy, and if you're wealthy, you should spend more money on people who are poor, right?
Or you should help more.
You should help more.
Okay, you should help more. So before I ask this question, what would you call helping more?
Yes.
Before I ask my question.
Okay,
let's put a limit on it. Let's say somebody has.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go. Let's put it kind of high, but not like crazy.
$1 billion.
Okay, so
if
if
a billion's too much. Let's go 20 million.
Okay.
So
let's say I have $20 million in my bank that I worked for.
How much should he give up?
How much do I give?
Okay.
$1 billion is such a high.
20 million.
Okay, I feel like to get back, I might. For me, I feel like in my opinion, I feel like I should get back at least 3-4 million. Okay, so to go help somebody, not just one person, but help a lot of people.
So then
to go back into, because you can do a lot. Well, you probably can't do as much as you think,
but you can do something.
You can do something with that. Right. Instead of just buying one car for $4 million and it just got 2 doors, and you just in there listening to music. You doing the same thing you could do in another car. The thing different is it's faster, or it might work a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing as the other car. Yeah. I need is a car to give me A to B. So and pick other people up, or if they need a ride, this and that. So I don't need a car to show off and do all this. If I have $1 billion, if I have 20 million, I can go do something way better and put a smile on people's faces more than putting 6 different cars in my garage and that's putting a smile on my face. I understand that part because it's my money, but I feel like it should be better if you go do something for other people.
So you feel more, like after you get those 6 cars,
I feel like after I get my success, that should want to better me to go help somebody else with their success.
So who do you give your money to though? Say
who I give my money to?
Say I have 20 million.
Yeah.
You're roughly asking for me to give 8% of my money. 8 to 10%. That would be 2 million. Who do I give my 2 million to make sure that they?
Okay, I will go around and go talk to some people. Like I will try to ask somebody, how can I build like a building? Or
so you would do it yourself?
Yeah. Okay. I would ask somebody because you have to learn something. So I'd rather learn myself. So because what if I give somebody this money and they really don't go do it?
Okay.
They do something else. They cross me. And I'd rather do it myself and learn it so I can do it. I can make buildings. I can do this. I'll make more than one building, or so one person in this country can go to this place that's poor, then the next person in this country can go. A lot of people can go to this place that's poor. You know what I mean? I would rather do it myself because most people you give money to, they don't do everything that you tell them to do with it. You know what I mean?
Well, so let me play devil's advocate to what you just said.
Yeah.
So I'm making 20. I gotta give 3 mil, right? What in exchange? What do I get for giving you my 3 mil?
Can you say it again?
So you said I have 20 mil, right? And I should give 3 mil, which is what you said, 8%?
8 to roughly 9.
What am I going to get in exchange for that? Because at the end of the day,
what are you going to get in exchange for me giving you 3 mil?
No. What if I have $20 million?
Oh, okay.
And say I did what you said. I did the research, and say you know how to make a profitable charity,
Whether it be a homeless shelter,
to where this is helping. You are going to help people.
Yeah.
What am I going to gain? What do I get in exchange for giving you my money?
Do you think he should just do it out of the kindness of his heart because he has the money?
So he said, my bad.
Let's say you have the 20 million and you're giving.
I'm poor.
To him.
You're giving that 3 million,
and what the person that got the 20 million should feel. Yeah. What should you get some in return?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need anything. I feel like I will feel good because I chose to do it. So I would feel good about myself because I'm the one want them to have my money because they don't have nothing. So they would make me feel good about myself.
So you're saying that I should base it off of morality.
Yeah, you should.
So what if?
Yeah, what if your morality doesn't speak to I should do it?
Exactly.
What if your morality says that's my money?
So for me, how I look at it is, at the end of the day, I earn this money. Mm-hmm. I'm the one who I did whatever I had to do. I had to do whatever I had to do to get the 20 mil. Now let's break that down a little deeper. Mm-hmm. So say for example, my grandpa had an idea, but he didn't have the resources to get to do that idea. He passed down that idea to my uncles and my dad and my aunts and all that. And so my father, to keep my grandpa's spirit alive, in his generation, was able to somewhat come up with the resources or to figure out how to do X amount. And so now he's brought that knowledge to me, and I figured out how to monetize it to make money. Mm-hmm. So this right here is a legacy. This is not just like I just made 20 mil and I'm good. This right here was my grandfather's work that my father passed down to me, so that at some point in time our generations can become profitable just like everybody else. Mm. Going off of that right there, why should I feel the need to give you my grandfather's dream?
Okay, yeah.
Or even a portion of it. when, because we didn't even think about this, when you're getting taxed on top of it.
An example.
Yeah.
Bill Walton, Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Sam Walton.
Sam Walton. Yeah. So Sam Walton. Mm-hmm. So is that a similar situation?
Yes.
They build it down from
that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. So say before Sam,
he wanted to keep it in the.
So say before Sam, there was his grandpa that had an idea.
Maybe
so, you know what,
funds,
man? Maybe one of these days. You know, he's working on the farm. And say I'm making corn. Say you have, I don't know, tomatoes, and say you have lettuce. And we're all just talking one day, man, what if there was a way that all of us could build a store to monetize, for all of us to make money. Mm-hmm. You know, we were just talking
store.
Yeah, so he has the idea. Mm-hmm. And then his son, he tells his son, you know what, man, one of these days, you know, I was talking to Wesley and Sean, and you understand what all we do. Mm-hmm. See if you can think of a way, because I'm running out of time. See if you can figure out a way to make that dream come true. And so now Sam Walton comes into play. Sam Walton makes Walmart, and not only did Sam Walton make Walmart, and this is how usually what most companies do. He made sure that all of his people had 401ks and pensions. Mm-hmm. You know, that's basically making sure that their family is straight. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, and most companies are mandated to give so much money.
Yep.
To taxes. So in order not to give it the taxes, which is the government, I'm going to donate it because I can do that. That's an option. Mm-hmm. So instead of giving the $2 million, I just made $20 million. Instead of giving the $2 million that I owe in taxes to the government, now I'm gonna give 1.5 to charity.
And that way, and have a tax write-off.
Yeah, and have a tax write-off, so that way I'm making more money too.
Okay. So would you rather do that, or would you rather give it?
No, I would rather do that, and the reason why is because that keeps a consistent cash flow. At the end of the day, what makes it the difference between somebody who's rich to me and the difference between somebody who is wealthy is that somebody who is rich, yes, they've made success and they've generated a cash flow.
Mm-hmm. Generational wealth.
Yeah. The generational wealth to me is the billionaire.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, you gotta come up with the idea and monetize it. Mm-hmm. So now that you've monetized it and you figured it out, now you got to make sure that your kids do that. And not only are they doing that, they figure out a way to evolve it. So that's what happened with Walmart. Sam Walton made it in Bentonville, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The kids spread it all over the world. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Now they got hundreds.
Walmart's international now. It's everywhere. There's Walmart in China.
Yeah. So not trying to Key Moneyy, not trying to take away your idea.
So with that being, let me finish this real fast.
Go ahead.
So let's just keep it in a state scale. Mm-hmm. He made it in Bentonville, which is up going towards Fayetteville, and now it's here in Fort Smith. So instead of one store now giving 1.5 to charity because they don't want to give the taxes, now you have 100 stores giving 1.5. You see what I'm saying?
And there's over $100 million right there.
So so think about all the money that technically they're already giving to charity instead of giving it to taxes. And now you're saying to me that I should, because of the kindness of my heart, I should give them a little bit more.
Bro, I'll tell you this right now. If everybody did think like you, the world would be a better place. It'd be beautiful. It's just not realistic. The way, and I'm not saying this to deter you, keep that frame of mind. Because, bro, you're coming from a place of pure compassion.
Beautiful.
You were thinking, if I have 20 million, why would I not help? Mm-hmm. Most people don't even think that way. Mm-hmm. So for you at 23 to sit there and think, well, if y'all got all this money, why can y'all not go build a shelter? Mm-hmm. Bro, that's fucking amazing.
But see, the problem that's going to persist, though, is that, like he said, you are thinking of that. So, you are going to make the shelter. Yeah. Who's going to run it when you die?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what
so with that being said,
now that $2 million turns into, well, damn, I got to pay for employees. Because think about it, you're running a homeless shelter. It's going to be a non-profit.
Exactly.
You're not
making no money off of this.
So you're slowly draining your $20 million for what you thought was only a $2 million investment is now going to run you probably close to 10 to keep this thing going for years and years.
You will run out of money before you die. So
for sure.
Versus having a company making profit from the company, and then that profit that you make from the company trickles down.
Yeah.
And it goes that way. That way, there's a consistent amount of money. I'd rather give you $500,000 every year for the rest of my life than to give you 2.5 for 10 years. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do. I love the way you think, and it's crazy for you at 23.
Yeah,
to be thinking that way, bro.
It's beautiful,
it's
man.
wild.
Hey, real talk. It's beautiful. Seriously. Seriously.
Let's get on a lighter note real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because we going
two.
Oh man, my bad, dude. Listen,
no, we're
good.
We're good. I actually would love to keep going, honestly.
Yeah.
But
lady,
so
I understand.
We was talking before the podcast came on about if you was in the club.
Yep.
And a transgender person came up to you, are they obligated to tell you that you're trans? And if so, when? So, Illis, what was your answer?
My answer was right there at the beginning.
So they walk up and they go, I'm trans.
No. No. I mean, if they, so realistically, if they did, I would say, that's what's up.
Okay.
I would.
Right.
Me, I really would.
Right.
In all honesty.
But would
the
you shut
person
it down?
I am, would I shut it down?
Yeah.
If they were trying to
they're trying
to get at me, I would. Yeah, because I'm not into that.
What if she's bad? Like, she's bad.
I'm not into that.
Okay.
I'm not into that.
You're not into women?
I'm not into transgender.
So what you saying?
I don't have a problem with it.
So what you saying is that she's not a woman.
Yo.
Ooh.
Fuck, Sean. Hold on.
Sean.
Bigot.
That's
Sean.
good. That's good. So
Nah, he's fucking.
Technically, she's not a woman. Technically,
look,
because she's telling me that she's trans, so she's not.
Okay,
no, I'm with you, Papa.
Yeah.
Key, what do you think? If a trans, I'm not talking like a manly looking. I'm talking about a 10, bro. We're talking about a drop dead 10. Came up to you in the club and was like, "Hey, my name's Sophia. What's up?" Like.
Yeah. Let's say you walk. Hold on. So let's use it like this. Let's say you walk in the club.
Okay, he walked in.
All right. You see her and you like, dang, she bad.
Yeah.
But you don't approach her right then and there. You just like, dang man, she bad. So then you make your rounds in the club. You sit down and then she approaches you.
Yep. Y'all been locking eyes all day.
Yeah.
All night. I'm still gonna want her to let me know what she was.
Right.
Before, and she's not actually female, and she's a transgender, I want her to know, because then I'm going to be like, if we just looking at each other, and then she comes over there and just talk to me and not tell me that, and then
when would you want her to tell you?
Yeah.
I would want her to tell me right then if she come up to me, because I need to know that, because
So like she comes up, bro, and she's like, "How you doing?"
Yeah, I'm gonna want her to tell me that she's a trans.
I mean,
okay.
Because
Kendrick,
what if I?
Are you gonna shut it down if she does tell you?
Yeah. I'm gonna shut it down.
Shut it down?
She telling me I'm
you gonna shut it down.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Kendrick. Kendrick, would you shut it down?
Oh man, most definitely. Listen.
Most definitely.
Okay. Wes,
No.
you wouldn't shut it down.
No.
You go.
Why?
Do we click?
Yep.
We click?
Yep.
Vibes there?
Yep.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's say
I'll be
a
honest,
week later. Okay, y'all click.
Uh-huh.
Y'all exchange numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all talking on the phone. Y'all text. Y'all probably even go on a couple dates. But it's been a week later. Okay, and she still hasn't told you.
Okay.
All right, but then let's say
I'm guessing we ain't done anything. We ain't
done anything. Let's
okay.
say another week goes by or whatever, and y'all actually, you like, man, I really like, this girl. You know what I mean? I think I want to date her.
You've been telling the homies about
like,
it.
You've been telling the homies about her and everything, and then y'all actually like, get intimate. And then right after y'all get intimate, she be like, by the way, this is after it. Y'all.
I don't know how
y'all do
I got
y'all thing.
What if she had a penis?
Yeah. Y'all getting ready to do y'all thing.
You pull the pants down and boom.
Yeah.
And it's bigger.
Damn, man, it's bigger?
And it's bigger.
Like how much bigger? Like
3 inches.
I'm not even saying. Hold on. Let's not even say the size right now. Let's say you see it. You see it. Like y'all getting ready to do your thing. Okay, and you see it. Would you shut it down or would you keep going?
Forget seeing it. It's dark. It's dark. You pull the pants down. It's something just kind of hits your hand.
It's just like, you feel it. You like I know that ain't mine.
What is this?
I know that ain't mine.
Is that a?
Okay, hold on, wait.
You learn it's not sexual.
So would you keep going or would you shut it down?
So you're saying we click. Mm-hmm. We like this is like
everything's great.
Everything's great.
Honeymoon.
You telling your homeboys about it,
but it's gonna go past that.
Yeah.
Love.
I'm not shutting it down.
Okay, but y'all,
even when the penis hits you in the stomach,
I'm not shutting it down. I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna shut it down.
So you're gonna follow through with it. You're gonna have sex.
You gonna beat her off? You gonna grab her butt while you do it?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you look her in your?
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to really I'm really trying to put myself in this position.
So listen, your eyes are locked in. It's y'all playing soft, slow jams. You know, we're from the 90s.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Everything's beautiful. There's candlelights. There's scents. There's rose petals on the bed. She made sure.
Pull it close, and then you like.
And so now y'all have y'all's eyes locked in after she just gave you just the best romantic kiss of your life.
Okay.
Everything is just love. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's bliss.
Okay.
And then. As you're pulling the pants down and you're looking at her because you're about to go down on her.
Boom.
It hits you right in the forehead. What's up?
In all
honesty, I'm not playing. I'm probably gonna be like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I still don't think I'm gonna shut it down.
Still don't think you shut it down?
I still don't think I'm gonna shut it down.
I think I would. You're gonna have to knock it off.
I think I would. Bro, you're telling me we click.
Would you be the guy? So would you be the taker or the giver?
Well, of course I'm gonna be the giver, but I've told this to Sean though. I'm not saying that like who's to say I wouldn't like try it later on in life, bro. I'm open as fuck. Like I'm not bisexual at all. I don't find men attractive, but if we're talking about a woman, looks like a woman, smells like she's but has a dick. I don't know, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like,
So what's more important to you in that situation?
The emotional connection or the physical? You came to do a job.
They're both important, bro.
But at that time,
if you had to choose,
I got the candles lit. I got the motherfucking
everything is. Serenade.
At that moment, you always use this gun to the head. Gun to the head.
Hey,
I'm smashing, bro.
I'm
there.
All right.
I'm bricked the fuck up. I'm ready to go.
So let's say no gun to the head. It's like you're in the moment, like feelings. You're in the moment, just like you said. Like
it's raining outside.
It's raining outside. You can't get to your car.
Candles lit. Hold on. Candles lit. Slow jams playing. Y'all having a moment. Y'all having a good time. Like it's probably like the best time of your life.
You got the Moscato Rubino sitting in a bucket with ice in it.
Mm-hmm. And on your mind, you like, man, it's going down tonight. Going like down. You setting the mood. You like tonight, man.
She is getting it. It's happening.
And then you pull the pants down, and then
bow.
You
even heard the sound?
And you keep going. Do you keep
That's
going?
That's the only thing that scares me, bro. If it's way bigger, like I'm gonna be so intimidated. Even if I'm not the taker.
But I'm not even talking about it being even bigger. I'm talking about the simple fact
that she has a penis.
That it's there.
Bro, if it looks like what I just showed
I don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about that.
If she looks like
fact.
that,
okay.
That's what I'm saying. If she looks like this and she has tits and an ass,
okay,
and she presents herself as woman, there ain't no like flip flopping. Like one day I'm gonna be a man, one day she's strictly a woman, and we have connected, and it is love. You were calling it love. You were saying, boom, this is love. This is the one. Like this is the one. That's how y'all put it.
Strong.
I'm not passing it up. I'm just gonna be real.
That's deep.
I'm not gonna search for that.
That is deep.
But I'm not gonna pass it up.
That's deep.
So after that night,
bro, I'm putting this shit out there and everything. Like I have no fear. I'm gonna be honest. Like
you're gonna be walking with her, like holding hands. You know, you be like, this is my girl. This is my girl.
Yeah.
So how would you feel about that?
Yeah.
Same scenario.
I would if that would happen to me.
Yeah, it hit you right in the forehead.
Man, I'm going. I'm not the dude.
You gone? Just
yeah.
I'm talking about like this is. Like,
oh, y'all you talking about the connecting?
This is like the love of your life.
Like y'all been talking,
bro.
Been texting,
the perfect woman.
Y'all been going on dates already.
You legit fell for this person.
Yeah,
harder than you have ever felt.
Like, y'all haven't had sex yet.
Like the love is so strong, you don't even care if y'all having sex right now. Because you right now, you care more about her time. Mm-hmm. Everything is beautiful. Everything is bliss.
To be real, this is me.
Love.
I would still talk to the person, but I would if she got a dick, then we not dating.
What if she says I'm about to have an operation though? Would you stay? You couldn't look past
an operation where
she's saying to you, listen, you would never if I wouldn't have told you, if you would have met me 3 weeks before after this surgery, you would never know.
Yep.
We just can't have kids.
Yeah, would you still stay?
No.
She ain't got a penis though at this point.
No
she
penis.
got a whole vagina.
It
gets wet and everything.
Like I mean, you talking about like transgender? She's trans.
Yeah. But the penis is gone.
But it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, I know.
It's gone. But she told you.
I don't know. That's just me. I wouldn't do it. No.
So
y'all didn't answer the question. What y'all doing?
I mean, I told you it's absolutely no for me.
Yeah, it's no. It's a no.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I'm telling
I don't have no problem with it, but I wouldn't date the person. I would be friends with
Hey,
the
so hold on.
Let's see it.
So we know a man in Fort Smith
that
a lot of our friends, mutual friends, close friends, go and fuck with this man, right?
Yep.
And they have whole significant others at home, wives, children, and they consider themselves straight, but they go to this man strictly to get their nut off and leave. What do you feel about that, first of all? And they're not telling nobody. Like, they're not out there saying, like, I'm bisexual or whatever you want to call that. They're portraying themselves to be just straight.
I don't judge it. I don't judge him, but I don't judge.
Would you still be friends with them if you found out it was one of, like, your close friends?
If you found out your homeboy was occasionally go and mess with a guy because for release, and then that's it. Could you still be close homeboys with him?
Yeah, I'd be because we grew up together, so I'd be friends with him still. Okay. But I won't judge him if he don't do it to me. If he don't try to come at me that way, then I'm not gonna judge him because we grew up together. We know each other from a can of paint, so I won't judge him.
Okay. So with that being said, right there, what you said, a transgender, you don't know that it's a man. Going back, nice looking,
10.
Y'all 10. Y'all fucking connect.
Got it.
Y'all connect.
Yeah, if I say I wouldn't judge her, but I wouldn't. If I felt that she got the little thing, then I'm not finna do nothing because I wouldn't judge her, but I still, like I said, I still would be friends with her. Okay. But I wouldn't I want no partner. I wouldn't have sex. I wouldn't want to have sex with her. But we can still be friends and still connect. You can still connect with a friend without being in a relationship with her.
Would you still go on dates?
It'll feel a little bit different. So we can go on like friend dates, but like actually dating.
No. But you connect with this person. Yeah. How are you gonna stop it from progressing if you continuing to date, bro? It's gonna eventually lead to.
It's gonna happen.
It's gotta happen.
It's gonna happen.
No,
if this is Mrs. Right, like
she goes to you. Your favorite. You two's favorite place is Starbucks. And she was like, "Hey, you know what? We haven't been to Starbucks in a while. I feel like we're not as connected as we used to be. Ever since you found out that I have a penis." Where'd you go?
Are you gonna pull up to Starbucks?
You pulling up. You pulling up and getting the latte.
Are you ignoring the text?
So you're not gonna order her favorite latte anymore.
But remember, y'all connected. Y'all
connected.
Y'all was like.
That's why I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell y'all I'm gonna go through with it. I can't. You can't find connection.
I mean, listen. I'm gonna have to let it die. But I mean, what about you? She knows your favorite latte. You know hers. You even like getting the bagels with the cinnamon on it.
I probably just have to let it die, man.
Just let it die.
Just let it die.
I respect the answer. Okay. I respect it just because you sticking to it. I'm just gonna be real. I don't know if I can pass up that compatibility.
Like we can still be friends, but I feel like some stuff gonna have to change.
I don't think you can.
I think
bro.
I think
this is with any relationship.
Are you
it's a mind thing.
Are you friends with any of your exes?
Some of them.
Like, and y'all ain't fucked?
No, it's a mind thing. Okay. Everything is a mind thing.
Let me ask you.
Yeah, it's a mind thing to everything. Just because we was in a relationship don't mean we can't be friends. It didn't work in a relationship, but it can still work as friends.
Maybe.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not that guy. I
feel
too strongly.
Everybody. I'm just saying. It's a mind thing. You might think you can't do it, but you can do it if you put your mind.
I'll extend this olive branch to you, and I will say it can work as friends only if what you thought was a real relationship actually wasn't.
Because you got some people that was in a relationship.
But if you had a real relationship...
Hold on, I don't think you caught that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was saying I don't think you caught what you said.
So, you cannot be friends, in my opinion, with somebody you had I'm talking about a real relationship with, and break up and then like be cool and be able to like hang out and go to the movies and stuff. If you can do that...
I agree.
It's because the relationship wasn't as real as you thought.
Yeah, I get that part.
That's what I feel.
You want to put your, or you want me?
Man,
that's the only way I can see you.
You want me to go first? All right. So, you said relationship number one. Mm-hmm. Okay. So when it's a relationship, that means that you're already building that relationship. Yeah. So I do agree with it's going to be hard to not think about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's number one. But number two, you said, right, it wasn't, right? What do you go back to what you said?
I'm saying, like, you might have thought it was like a real connection, real love relationship. Uh-huh. But if you're able to be friends and hang out with them afterwards and like not try to fuck, not try to hit on, the relationship wasn't as real as you thought. It was just a good friend that you took a little too far.
As you thought. Okay. So it was a relationship.
Basically, it's a friend you started fucking.
Keep going.
It was a friend.
Because you know what I'm about to get.
No, let me say what I need to say.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, because my mind. Okay, because I'm trying to click it. I'm trying to click it. I'm trying to click it.
You there?
So there was a relationship.
Yep.
There was a connection.
There was a time y'all was together.
There was
boyfriend,
a relationship.
Girlfriend. Yes.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you're trying to pretend like it never was, but it
or you're trying to pretend like, oh, we're
because
fine.
if it was, you can't pretend like it wasn't.
Exactly.
If it was a real connection.
So there's no way that you can say like, oh yeah, we can still be friends. There's no way, because there was a relationship. There was a connection.
If there really was, yes. If there really was. If it wasn't a friend that y'all fucked up and made a mistake and started fucking, and then y'all realized, damn.
So y'all got intimate. Y'all got sexual.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that they were a friend first.
Well, that's how pretty much all relationships start out. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can start out talking to someone with the intent of being in a relationship, but I don't approach a woman and go, "You're my girlfriend. Now we're gonna talk."
This is how I feel, though.
You did
with my wife.
How?
Hold on.
This is how I feel, though. This makes sense, and I know it should make sense to y'all. Okay, if we are in a relationship and we had a real connection and we do break up, we can still be friends because it was a real connection there. No,
but you connected as a relationship. Not as friends.
I know that. But listen, you gotta think though. Because no. You can still be friends with somebody. Say y'all was together for like 3 or 4 years, 5 years.
No way.
Say y'all was together for 4 or 5 years.
I want to hear.
Say y'all was together 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
And then y'all, I know. And then y'all just split.
Yep.
But.
Yep.
Ain't no reason y'all need to stop talking because
why do y'all split?
It could be because y'all just not feeling the same about each other in a relationship.
So then why would you want to kick it?
Yeah, I'm not saying just kick it. I'm just saying y'all can still have a friend. I can still. It might not be as it was before, but y'all can still have that connection with each other.
Okay, let me ask you.
As friends, though,
So,
y'all not having sex no more. Y'all not doing that though, but y'all can still have a connection with each other.
Can you be cool with her boyfriend? Can you be cool with her boyfriend?
It depends how you want it to be.
Okay.
All right, so I got one for Kendrick. Okay, so your kids, right, have two different moms.
Yes.
Explain, because this is a real life situation with you, right? Okay, so are you friends with your ex? Were you married before?
Yes,
okay, or are you friends with your ex-wife? Can y'all talk?
I mean, we can be cordial, yes.
Okay, but do you think it would ever be what it once was?
No, never.
Never. Why is that?
I mean, what we had before was, and I'll always say it. I loved it dearly.
Okay.
You know, we were together 6-7 years.
Okay, so 6-7 years.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We got married. Did the military stint.
Okay.
To me, honestly, I don't think the military broke us. I think the military showed us that the way that we were growing, it wasn't going to work. So we were going to. This was going to happen at some point. The military was just a catalyst for that right there.
Mm-hmm. So after all of that, because you don't have to get deep into it. So after all of that said and done,
yes,
could you be like, hey man, we could still like talk on the phone.
No.
We could still like go out. And
I don't believe so either.
No, not even if Ebony and I were to break up right now, we could never be friends.
Okay. Now let me say from my personal experience, I have 2 women that I have 2 daughters or a daughter each with.
Yep.
Okay. I split from the first one. We was never married. We was just together. Split from her, right? I'm now splitting with my current. Okay. I can't, like he said, I can be cordial with my first baby mama.
Absolutely.
Do I hit her up to go to the movies and hang out? Never.
Never.
Never ever. Never even like thought about it.
Okay.
Never.
But you once were intimate with her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going back to like at the beginning what we were saying. So because you did have a relationship with her, you did have a connection with her, you were intimate with her.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But correct me if I'm wrong, I think you said that you still, even though y'all broke up and you're not intimate anymore, you still can have like that relationship where you still can kick it with her, right?
No.
You didn't say that?
No. I can't. Okay. I mean, I guess I could. Like, if I was at a party and she showed up, I wouldn't feel like we were there to kick it together.
Okay. Yes.
We can kick it in the same room, but I'm not going to come with her.
Okay.
She's not going to come with me, and we're not going to be exclusively at the party, like
talking to each other.
Like, if me and you was to go to the club, like, no homo, but like, I'm probably going to stick by your side, like.
Talk to you all the time.
Yeah, you who I came with.
Okay. Key Money, going back to you. You said that you can.
Yeah, right? I'm not just saying like y'all just hanging out, all huggy with each other, or
I'm not even talking about hugging. I'm just talking about.
Yeah, I'm not saying like just hanging out, going to this movie. I'm just saying like, like even I said it's gonna be different than it was before when y'all was friends.
You got an ex you can call right now to ask to go hang out? Let's test your theory.
So
big facts.
Let's test your theory.
Yeah.
Do you got an ex?
Hold on. Let me ask you.
I'm not gonna call her and ask her to go out, but I'm
right.
No, not to go out.
So you can call her like, what's up?
What's up, man? What you up to?
What
you doing? What's going on? You good? I ain't talked to you in a while. How are you?
Yeah, I can text an ex that I ain't talked to in a while and be like, and check on her and be like, are you good? No, I don't have her number, but I got her on Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
I can text her.
You can call on Snap.
Yeah, but I can text her and be like, can we check on each other? I can be like, hey, how are you doing? Or
I think
let me ask you this question.
I think there's still a
let me ask you this question. Okay. Have you been in love?
I want to just say
you're 23.
I'm 23, so I want to just say in love because I haven't been in a relationship that long to be in love.
I'll tell you this.
We keep going.
When you're being in love versus dating somebody that they just weren't compatible to you, 2 totally different feelings. Because man, when you were like in real, real love with somebody, this is the first person you're probably thinking of, period. Not even, hey, I need to go use the bathroom. Not, I need to brush my teeth. Not, man, dang, my back hurts. You wake up and this person is on your mind. This is the very first thing you think about. All day you're thinking of things. You know what? I bet you if I were to move this couch over here, she would love that because she's been sitting there saying that. You know, like, I mean, like real genuine. I need you. Not only do I want and need you, that in itself is completely different than a girl that you dating around, you having fun with, y'all have sex and all that.
I keep forgetting he's 23.
So yeah, he's younger. He's younger. So that's why I'm explaining it the way I'm explaining it. I'll tell you from experience, because I've done this twice, really 3 times. When you fall for somebody, when you really fall for somebody, and it doesn't work, it is the worst experience on planet Earth. It is the most absolute destructive,
like suicidal thoughts.
Yes,
type,
I mean all of it.
Like
for
real.
It is the most toxic thing on the planet, and a lot of times, if it's really that, you can't stay with them. There's no way that you can have a real relationship with that person and really truly move on. It's not gonna happen.
I'm not saying you can't see them in public and be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?
How are you doing?" Yeah,
you can do that all day, but hanging out, I don't.
Because even you doing, hey,
okay, explain with the baby mama stuff then. Say you got a baby mama, you got kids, and then y'all break up. Y'all was together for 6-7 years, then y'all break up. So for me, can you still be friends with her?
So for me, see, I don't call my baby moms because to me, a baby mom is somebody that you just fuck.
Yeah.
Though the mother of your children is somebody that you made a mother, and and y'all actually came together. So for me, mine is different because we were actually married. This is my ex-wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't just a woman that I was smashing. Yeah. But with all that being said, because of that, we can never be close because at the end of the day, you still understand my triggers. You know me. Mm-hmm. Now there are certain parts of me. That are different, but my foundation, my foundation because you've been with me so long. Mm-hmm. I personally cannot operate around you and still operate around my wife. Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen. I'm going to slip.
Mm-hmm. I can't love somebody and then watch them turn around and get fucked by somebody else. Even know it. Think about it, bro. It fucks with my head.
And for me, honestly, I'll be honest with you. And this is no disrespect to my wife. Because I love who I've been with. We've been together almost 8 years. If the events did not happen in the way that they were, there would never be an Ebony.
Right.
Period. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, there's no way. Even if everything was great, which is not, but we're working on that. We're getting better. That's it's part of life, co-parenting and all that type of stuff. Yeah. We're getting better. Yeah. If we were just great, I could not have a decent relationship with her and then have a real relationship with Ebony. I'm going to cheat at some point. Yeah. I know me.
For sure.
There's no way that I could do that.
That's real.
No way. There's no way that I could be around somebody that I truly gave 100% of my soul to. Mm-hmm. Had to move on. For whatever reason, I moved on. Mm-hmm. Moved on and got with somebody else, and then I've done the same thing now. Mm-hmm. And then go back and have a good relationship. There is no way. I'm gonna cheat, and not only am I gonna mess it up with my
100% agree.
Yeah, not only am I gonna mess it up with my ex-wife, mess up our relationship because now we done got confused.
Yeah,
I done destroyed my relationship. I done destroyed my past and my future.
Mm-hmm. We can't even be like,
hey, how you doing? You doing all right, man? What's up, man?
None of that.
At a function. Let's say we're out in public at a function and we sit next to each other.
None of that.
Hey, you been doing all right?
None of that. See, because
I will say I can do that. So I will say I can do that.
I can't either.
My first baby mama, like I just talked to her today, and like we're talking about my current wife that I'm splitting up with, and we're trying to figure out the kids situation.
She don't need to know. She don't need to know.
We're all
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, we're all co-parenting, so she has to know. I can't not let her know. It has to be involved. And I do get what you're saying. Like I said, if we was in a club and we ran into each other, it's not like I'm going to have to run out the club.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to call her and go, hey, do you want to go out tonight with me as friends?
Okay.
And for me, I wouldn't even go say we're in the club. Hey, what's going on? Let me go get you a drink. I'm not even gonna do that.
I can't.
I'm gonna.
She would come up to me for sure. She would be like,
because
"Hey, what the fuck are you doing?"
It's inviting that you're giving.
You've had my energy. You've had my energy. You and I, we've we've been on our own frequency before. Yeah. There's no way that I can do that and have my woman now. It's impossible.
Because it's gonna spark up like old memories.
I'm trying to tell you, there's no
because you're gonna be like, well, you remember what if we wouldn't have.
Same thing happened with my wife.
What happens is you start to get to thinking about thinking about her 80%, and on top of that, your current wife's 20%. It starts to look a lot stronger than what it really is.
Now it's a full circle.
Exactly. So now you sitting there arguing. Say you and your wife, y'all sitting there arguing over whatever. You know what I'm saying? She's just being her usual 20%, and now you have this strong relationship with your ex-wife.
You
and her
open that back up.
Her 80% is looking real good right now.
Real open good. That relationship back up.
So. Now you done messed up. Now you done messed up and told her your business. Well, when we was together, I would have never did this, and this. That's crazy. Why would you even? Why would you even sit there? Yeah, why would you sit there and even deal with that? That's crazy. I mean, I know we had our issues.
Here's a way to do it. Flip it. Would you want your girl to be friends with her ex?
No way.
Yeah. My girl to be friends.
Yeah, like
they was already in a relationship.
And they was in love.
They was married.
But they can go out to Starbucks. They can kick it. They can hang out.
You know her. You know their favorite spot.
See,
it was so deep. It was so deep. You went to the Starbucks that they used to go to, and she told you, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I can't go to the Starbucks because I made a real relationship here, so I can't even." You know things.
It's easy to think as a man to think like, "Oh, we can fuck with females."
And that's crazy too, because like if you flip it, because you said reverse it, like the guy straight up be like, no, you can't hang out with him.
Matter of fact,
like but then if you be like, can you hang out with your ex-wife? You like. Some people would be like, man, I don't know, like maybe.
But as soon as you flip it on
the
man,
you flip it and be like, would you let your wife deal with her? You like, no, ain't no way.
I just got to get to that point to understand. I understand it, but I got to get to that point to see it too.
I'm gonna tell you this. I pray that you don't ever have to go through that, and I mean that.
Agree.
I pray.
Agree.
The one thing, man, I pray that and this is for my boys and my girls. Especially more my boys, because females, if I feel like a female can always find love faster than a male. That's just how I feel. I pray that my boys and you, and I'm saying this and I'm done. I pray that you don't ever have to feel love, and then it's taken away because it changes you. And I pray that you don't have to learn that. I pray that you don't have
to. Bro, you already know. I been fucking called you yesterday and like, you checking on me like, bro, you good?
He said,
no.
Nah,
I'm not even gonna play. No, I'm not good. I'm fucking hurting and I don't want to be and I can't understand it.
But that conversation is a long
yeah.
So is there any last things you guys wanna hit on?
Let me check real quick. I think.
Okay, let me hit on one thing.
It's been a long one.
I want to hit on one thing. Oh, you can go. Or I can
go ahead.
I wanted to ask this. If you can go back to 23, what would you change about yourself?
If I could go back to 23, what would you change?
What would you change different about?
Nothing.
Because the experiences is what made me who I am now. Okay, yeah. And so I feel like if I were to go back and change it, I would be in a worse position.
Because I don't change one thing, you may not have Taylor.
Yeah.
Even in my position right now, I'm fucking hurt. I'm heartbroken. I'm also like in the process of like moving on too. I still wouldn't change nothing.
Because now you not only have you understood that feeling, but the next person that you can that you get with, and you will find another person.
Oh, for sure.
You will give that person the world.
Because
you understand what it's like to lose yours.
Yep. So yeah, I'll say nothing. I know like it's easy to be like, man, I wouldn't do this, and don't get me wrong. There are some things I wish I wouldn't have done in life, but I also feel like if I didn't do them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Like you said, we go through everything. If I was to change one thing, maybe I wouldn't head down that path, and
or I may have done it later in life to where
it really fuck up.
It could really,
I agree. I have to say nothing.
Bro, just
because I wouldn't be.
You 23. My best advice to you right now, to be real with you, bro, is to fuck up
and live.
Make mistakes, take chances, bro. You're 23. Yes. Now is the time for chances.
Not literally. Hold on. Don't go out there.
I understand.
Robbing banks.
No.
Get away from do this.
Yeah, I know.
Get away from the social norms that you know.
Exactly.
The best thing in my life, I'm gonna be real with you. The best thing that ever happened to me in my life was when I got out of Fort Smith, and not only moved to Texas like some of these folks do, and I'm not trying to disrespect nobody because maybe that's what they needed, but when I left the country, and I seen, okay, this is a lot different than what I thought it was. Who I am is composed of experience, good and bad. And I was doing that at your age. I definitely think move around, get you a passport. It's not that much. Save up for it just like you save up for anything else.
Especially you ain't got kids.
You don't have no kids.
Bro.
Save up to travel. Don't worry about the first time it's going to be a fuck up because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The second and third time, I promise you, is going to be great. And then once you do it the second and third time, you're gone. You're going everywhere. Just move. Just go.
And like he said earlier, touching on it real quick, I know we're about to wrap up, bro. Kids do hinder, whether we want to admit it, because it sounds bad to say kids hold you back. They do. I can't get up and go, bro. I have a dream of living in Europe at one point in my life. I almost don't know if that dream can be realistic because I have kids here. I don't want to ever be that far away from them.
Same here.
But who's to say they don't move to New York? I can't chase them to New York. You know, one goes to New York, one goes to Cali, one goes to Michigan. I can't, do everything.
I don't like being here, and it's not.
Oh, I hate
it. For me, it's not the whole I hate Fort Smith thing because I have family here and all that. At the end of the day, for me, I've experienced so much outside of here. Mm-hmm. It almost feels like I'm in a box. Mm-hmm. However, now because of the decisions that I've made, I have to go. Okay, either I'm staying in this box and I'm making the best out of this box, or I'm going to leave. But if I leave my children. You see what I'm saying? Children, man, it can make and break you at the same time.
I'm proud, bro. You 23, you ain't got no kids.
Bro, I wish.
Bro, I had 2 by your age.
Man, same here.
Technically, I had 3. I done adopted 1 and some more shit.
I just feel like, as I always tell my cousins too, I feel like,
hey, congratulations.
I feel like that, for me, how I think is like, I feel like, I know I'm probably gonna make a mistake, but at the same time, I'm trying to, before I do that, I feel like that I should have everything done at first before I bring another thing into the world. Because if I don't, then it's gonna be worse for me before when they get here. It's not they didn't ask to be here, so I feel like I should have everything together. Even somebody that I'm with should have everything together because when they get here, if we got everything together, we don't have to worry. We don't have no worries.
Even if you have everything, bro, there's never a perfect time.
I was gonna say, and if you don't beat yourself up over it. Yeah. As long as you know how to adjust, you're good.
And it sounds like you do, bro. You got a fucking did you grow up here?
No, I grew up in Congo. I'm from here, but
Arkansas. You grew up in Arkansas, bro. For you to be from the Bible Belt like we all are and experience like the life that we have lived around here, you have such an open mind, and not only open but compassionate as well, and that's rare.
With Kendrick, with you having 6 kids, do you feel like you're like, man, I don't have it together? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have it together. I wish I would have had more. Or
I think for me, I'm getting to the point now where I'm starting to accept that I know I could be doing more. However, it's a necessary sacrifice because I have these children. Mm-hmm. Okay. That was for me. That was the hardest thing ever because I just knew that I was going to be the guy to get out the military, have the 3 or 4 degrees, go work at some Fortune 500 company or own my own business and, and make some money and do something. And then not be here, go live off the coast. I just knew I was going to be that guy. My decisions does not allow me to be that guy without sacrificing something.
Well, only reason I say that, because we're going back to what we said earlier. Right. Like, you got to have something for the next generation, the welfare and the stuff like that. So I feel like, what if I have a kid and my girl is pregnant and then I die? What if I gotta worry about?
Scary, bro.
Yeah, if I'm saying, what if I gotta worry about that? I don't want to worry about this, so I think about that now. I don't want to worry. I don't want to worry about that because I feel like if I had it all together before they get here, then if I leave, then
But who's to say the dollar don't crash? Yeah. And all your hard work is for nothing, bro. There's nothing promised to us.
Yeah, I know. I get that too. I get that too.
But that's what I want to go off of because you have kids.
So,
you know?
And I was gonna say,
and same thing with you, Wes. You two have kids.
I'm no billionaire by no stretch of the meaning. I have multiple IRAs. I have multiple life insurance policies. I have a lot of stuff that I set up over the years to where, like what you said, if I were to die, I'm probably worth more dead than I am alive right now. Just being real. You know what I'm saying? So there are things that you can do right now. Yeah. Especially like with life insurance policies, it's actually better for you to do it the younger you are while you don't have any ailments, nothing crazy. Do all that right now. You know what I'm saying? So that when you get older, you don't have to worry about that type of stuff.
Life insurance ain't just for death. A lot of people think that life insurance is also to do shit while you live. Yep. You can take your money out your life insurance.
Yep. So speaking to you two, Wes and Kendrick. Right. So today, at this very moment today,
right.
Can you say, man, I wish I should have had it together back then? Or are you saying, I'm glad today I have it together?
I'm glad today. I don't have it all the way together, but I'm glad I have a direction.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I feel like my children saved my life. Because I was the guy that I was in a bubble. I didn't really care about nothing. Mm-hmm. Once I had a child, it forced me to open up to the world and see how reality really is. Understand why insurance is so important. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You start to when you have kids and you're real active in your children's lives, the little things start to matter. The devil, they say the devil's in the detail. That's a real thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I would not be as successful as I am right now if I did not have kids.
That's what. Okay, that's what I was getting at. Okay.
I don't have it together, but I don't think waiting would have.
Nah.
There's no perfect time. People say like, well, I want to wait for the perfect time. No, it ain't gonna happen.
You're never gonna.
Because by the time you think it's the perfect time, who's to say you can even have kids?
Exactly.
Maybe you done waited till your seed dried up, or the woman you just. Yeah,
that right there.
Because you done got in an accident.
You know what I mean? Like, and now you're not able to play with
the kid. They'll say like, man, I want to do this and this and this and this first.
Yeah.
But then it's like.
But once you do this, you're gonna add to that.
And then you still end up having a kid, and then when you have a kid, you like.
It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Well, that's 3 hours 15 minutes, y'all. Episode 3. That's it. That's 50/50 podcast. We out.